Malo la mai a se misi malukahu ka niko kalo au tau langarea. Miria mi hau ki nima malo la mai. Koko anga Portland, welcome aboard. Pepo kia Stella o Kariko Vainuku. Hi guys from Texas. Emma Luisa hau ki nima, welcome aboard Emma. Aisea si pola haviri tai hau malo la mai ka pepo kia ana tau pa my niece from New Zealand. Shakespeare Tangi, aho fitu mafi. Teini mate taro ka pusi, thank you for returning. O Ruby Teu Pine Hanofo, Sosefo, Inu ki haangana, Pilitati Vaitai, Miria Mehau Kinima, Paul Tahilanu, welcome aboard. Sione Mafi, Vailoa Tuione, E Peri Taufa, Langi Maa, Falala, Denioni Tuota, Malo Mamu Lava Mai. Kia o whamei tau, malo e lava mai. Nanse vai tohi, malo e lava mai. Namatuk mea mai ke Iongi Brothers e nau hiwa ia tu ai tolo. Ko e whao Maari e ia e tō taha mei he hune whanua malung. Na whau ia kepo. Malo e lava mai a whanguna paea, Peni Tāuwha, Joshua, Pensini. Malo mua tau mao e honi nan se vai tohi, kai pefo kia Nancy hau ki Nima. Lolo tui 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 tui, malo e tau mahu inga koeni, peko tau mahu inga koeni. Ko le whamore mole tau ki mau tōna mō humai ane nai, pia toi mātea te tau ki I Polokalama, koe uhi koe ki I mau whateknikare nai hoko I he Polokalama computer, e toi reboot I aipa koe nko, malo tau toi on. Uhila taka, malo e lava mai. Mo oni lolo tui tui. Tuku pā pia sila he. Koe tau Polokalama e aho ni, koe pule lulu ko toa pē, koe Polokalama, koe mahu inga ke tau ilo. Aia e o mai he hiku le o hataha, e lava ke tau ilo ha mea meai, pe ko tau wako meai. It used to be called Educational Wednesday, and it's the same thing, Educational Wednesday, pe koe important to know. Ko e fia fini, e heni a ki talavo ko si one tākai, o ki talavo ko ni mei Salt Lake City ni pe. Pe a koe whaka eke koe ni e ka inga, e lahi hono. Lahi ai ko ngai o e whaka eke e whaka hoko whaka papalangi ko hia koe toko taha koe ni. But it's okay because his message is more of for the youth. Ke na wako mei ai ko hia koe ne koe hala nei fōwai o ne whia mau ke ne whamatālatu. Kia ki nau tōlu. Ka te tau tuku pe kia te ia ke nto ki hao ia whai ngahi ngai whamatala ko ia. Te tau hoka tu pe tau tā whasi ka o lewa ko ne a umai. Ka o kia iha mō requesti. Ko tai mien ke tuku mai ia. Ai request ko ia ke tā te ama ki mō tōlu. Ko hia koe anai nai ange. Te tau lahitala noa ko hia ke tau wako ha mea mehe ki tō tā koe ni. Eh? If you have any requests, go ahead and put it in. And we'll play it for you, whether it's tonga from yesterday or tonga today. Sammy said, Tuyaki Antonio, Manola Mai.
See, J ai tauanga si ilupe he palasi pea tono loto moe fuka I panga hena e
O whātu wahoi malo e lava mai. Te whoke kia kawa o Likosia a Serione, Paulo Green, tapu ki te alolohea, sumo whahina, malo mo lava mai. Te whakauhila takataka.
Tokos for life
Rita malo e lava mai.
Joka soa kai Penny D Mickey J
Malo tapu ki te alolohea lava mai me inu sila. Malo Maka inga ho mou me a mai he whiawhini. Koe aho ni, koe aho walo e no Sanuari, wanoa. Koe taimi so Lexitini, koe o no tolu nima. Tali tale rea ki motol he whiawhini, ko hia koe porokalama o he whiawhini. O whape e te mou sai ia, pe mauha mou me a mahu inga me he porokalama he whiawhini. Malo e lava mai a setite pale whau vehi kite. Kau kia ha mōri kwesi, pia tuku mai ke tāi atu ia, ka tau taritari ki a Sione One ke ne lava mai he whiawhini. Na ia ri kwesi nai tuku maane nai ke tāi atu mua, ha fo hiva me a Leilani. Leilani ha viri o tō tāwhu koe ni, me he reti o fu o vava o whai me alawa. Pia o whahu mai o ewa mai ka ki tau tōlu. Ka e tāi atu ia, ke o atu mai ki mō tōlu koe ri kwesi, nai tuku mai a me no sila. O whapea wongo le rei atu haki motolu he whiawhini. O whātu anwā, o whalahi atu ka koe. Thank you, Lolo Tui Tui. Thank you for the support. Malo ko leilani fokia. Nani hiwa ia tu ai. Ai fo hiwa ko ia na request mai a minusila. Malo mua palolo pau I lava mai. Sione tatafu tu yaki. Kai pehe fokia aho kawa hakalo. Malo Lover Girl Felemea. Welcome aboard. Lupina Tauteoli. Malo lava mai pina. Zor Misi Jr. Sina moni tau fa ofa kakoe. Ricky Velata. Kai pe fokia Aisake whakaosiula minusila. Ofa ki motolu. Malo mo lava mai he whiawhini. O hangi ko ia na u whakahatu ane nai. O ko hen whakataha pe moe ki talawa ko sione one tākai. It's good to hear me he whakakaukau ai tō tupu. What they're going through. What they wish happened or what did happen. Ko mea pia tēne tala noa ki ai. Heke ke ma tau tala noa I maha tā kehe. Tēne tala noa I pia ai ape. Ko hia ke kau kia if you have kids, o ko inau I apina, I think they will enjoy this program and what this person have to say. Ko ia I te tau te taia tu peha tau ki fo hiwa taha, kai, so we can get him situated. Welcome aboard, everybody. Malo we kai tau talia lava mai. Ka pe fokia Loisi po leo. Ni tu koi baha. Welcome aboard, Loisi. O whātu me rea me hoki ni ma. Malo lava mai a pena halai. Thank you, Alkawa, for sharing. Penny and Feiki Valu, malo lava mai. And share our program, please. Paula Finau, malo.
Una loto eka I manga
mai ki he foto e masani. Malo mua ka inga mo lava mai he whiawhini. Malo e lava mai a Marieta Malu. Ta tafu vai angina. Thank you for tuning in. Ka pefo kia Riki velata. Pa uhu pe a Riki levata pe amoni for request. Ko le mai e Riki ta e ange mua. E for request ko e Sarah Ima. Ki whakafolau aki e ne ki popo aki birthday. Ki a Tony Swan. Ki e Lau Group in Fiji. Mahalo. Happy birthday. O atu ia ki a Tony Swan. Me ia Riki Velata. Whakataha pia mo e hiku hiku leo e otu mo unga Maka. Thank you, Subeli and Maha, for sharing.
I want nothing but her to love and to hold, to kiss. And when I hear her sweet voice speak to me, it makes my soul yearn for her so much more.
And that was Sarah Ima, sung to you by Fiji. Ko e request for kia nai tuku i mai ia, me ia Ricky ve lata. Nai o atu ia ki mo ne pōpoa ki talamonu, kia te koe Tony Swan. Have a happy birthday. Māloho mō lava mai, Kalolaine, tongi lava, kai hau, kalapu ofa ki tonga Nusila, Teresa Tausinga Sikulu, ofa atu Teresa, sione laione e te aki, kai pefo ki a siuni pata kai vaitai. Thank you for tuning in, Juniper. Ka pefo ka Celeste, awelua, tautai, mahalo. Thank you guys for tuning in. Our guest is here. Saya finfeuaki malo ai tama e fiafini. Our guest is here. I'm going to bring you a commercial from Tonga Awhaki Tonga, one of our sponsors. Pea ka hiri pe ko ia. Then we'll welcome our guest.
Koe whanongonongo ko tēnā ki tonu, me he kautaha tonga o whaki tonga. E hoa iki mo i kāinga tonga katoa o Salt Lake City. O mau whi whanongononga tueni ke te imotoa katoa o whi awe hoko uta ki tonga e iki. Ka taki o whakatotonga i ana, o ianga kautaha o nau kore taki ke whaipatongia maa i tonga o whakapehu taki whakahanga tonu o mo o whāki mo kāinga ki tonga te ko wawaa whoki i whonga mata o te pao whakaatu o moone. Ko e tau mahu inga o kuanga pehenia. I tonga tapu, ko e puha waluwha o paanga i e pitungi au iwa no. Ko e puha whawha o paanga i e tongi au iwa nima. Ki wawa u, ko e puha waluwha o paanga i e hiwangi au pitu no. Ko e puha whawha o paanga i e whaangi au walu nima. Ko e whanga ki uta mawahe, hange ko e talamu, kula, pili, o hui kai kai whao i e puha. Whakawhitaki hanga tonu mai pei ki kautanga tonga opa ki tonga. Kia tonga pia mokori ni āmone. Kina oatu ahono whakaihiki, pia mohono mohinga i e mohinga whakaatu mone. O kutone lava pe e tonga opa ki tonga, o wha o te ngauhia o puhu. O te riba puia ki o ati no fuanga, i e mohinga o whakaatu pia mo kauhi. Ko e puha walu wha, o pānga i e te au whitunima. Ko e puha wha, o pānga i e walu nima. Whakatanga i angi, koe ngese puha pe o totongi. Ko tiriba tu mo i piki mai o puha, o i kai ki totongi ia. Te au kapau koe puha pe ia au, kau ke loto ke uka ahua i kau ka hatonga o whakitonga. Te mau ke lela ngā mana pe ke lere ato ki o atano moanga, ki uta tae totongi mai a hoa. Ki hao kia maunga ato i whakaeke, ka raki o whakawhitu kaka mai ki kau ka hatonga o whakitonga, ia tonga pia me kōri i āmoni. Ia whika telefoni walu noa tata, ono no tata, noa whāwanu walu. Whika telefoni walu noa tata, ono tata, noa whāwanu walu. Te ko whakawhitu kaki hanga tonga pepe, kia e se tata mari i tonga eiki. Kene oata, a tōtu whakaiki o whakawhika wata, pia me ho o uta. Whakawhapapa me kautata tonga o whakitonga.
Malo kainga, koe popoakia pe koe tuakia me he tonga o whakitonga. Koe kautaha ko ia o kuna o whaifatongia tia me Salt Lake City ni Utah. Ka o ki aipe mo nau ofisi California pe pefo ki Seattle, Washington. Ka mo whitutaki mai ki a Korini, kene o te whakaiki ki whakataha pe mo tuaki ko ia nei tuku ato. Koe whamanata tupe aki mo tolu ko ia i Salt Lake City, ka o kia ha puha e ave i he mahina koe ni ko Sanuari, e piki ai upuha ko ia he ahatahawa, aia koe aho moni te wika hau. Ke mau peho puha, whitu utaki ke tonga o whakitonga, pia te nau lere atu o piki tai totongi. Ka inga māloho mō mea mai, ko e totaha ko ia na u whamatala tane nai, ko ne heni, ko ne lava mai, pa whakawate whakamālo ki a Sione One, tā kai, ko ne lava mai he whiawhini, ke tā nomu ki tau tolu. Whamālo atu ka ki mō tolu ko ia na mō ko meni mai, that is very important to hear the youth of today. Ko hia he ko tuika prokalama e aho ni o hange pia kono whakarea atu ko e mahu inga ke tau ilo. Ko tuipe ko prokalama e honi te tau wako me ai, ko hia ko kahi mea ko te teo heki tala vō ko ni. Pa ko hange ko mea koe na whamatala tani nai e lahi ai konga ki whakaekeke ko ni e whakawhapalangia. Ko hia ko ki tō tā ko ni na whanau ipe e Amerikani. So, welcome, Sianeone. Thank you so much for accepting the invite. The title of the program, Mahu Inga Ki Tau Ilo, or Important to Know, Educational Wednesday. It's, so we brought you in because I know that you have something that we could benefit from. So that's why I invited you today, and thank you for accepting the invite. Maloho lava mai. So we'll just start from the very beginning. I want you just to introduce yourself to begin with, saying whatever you would like us to know, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you everybody for tuning in. See all these names popping up on the live screen. Oh man. All of a sudden I can't talk. It's crazy.
Somebody as talkative as you.
Nah, I appreciate you having me. I don't mind sharing my point of view on life and my story of where I've been and how far I've come and what I've done to get to this point, you know. And I've seen your show a lot. I've dropped in every now and then just to say hi.
Yeah.
But yeah, my name's Sianeone Ta'akai. I'm the oldest of Moi Moi and Shurieti Ta'akai. Yeah.
You were born here, right? You were
Yeah.
born here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And when I had posted you on Facebook, I had put Sianeone Ta'akai being bored of goodly parents. And I'm trying so hard not to be emotional because having somebody that's not married but wants to give out a point of view, I think it's very important. It's very important for us to hear about. And you were born here in Salt Lake City, Utah. Tell me about the time that you went from here to Tonga. How old were you when that happened, and how long did you stay there for? And just tell me a little bit about how it was in Tonga for you. You were born here. How old were you when you went to Tonga for the first time?
Pretty sure I was 10. It was
About 10
around
years old.
95, 96. Yeah, my brothers and sisters. So I got 3 little brothers and 1 little sister. Ta'akai, the youngest, Sosaya. Then you got Billy, and then Shiunipa, the middle child, and Duta. But they all went to Tonga way before me, like in early 90s. So I was out here, and that's how I got close with my mom's side of the family.
So were you here of choice? You were here because you wanted to, or did they just want you to stay behind and just took the younger ones?
I think I was here because my mom, she just wanted
She
one
wanted
of us.
to stay with her.
Yeah.
Okay. So finally, when you got the chance to go to Tonga, how was that? How was it for you? Because it's got to be hard. It's a big transition to go from America to Tonga, and I don't wanna I don't categorize Tonga as third world country because I really don't believe that, but there is a big difference. There is a big, huge difference between America and Tonga. How was it for you?
It was definitely different. The closest thing they had to McDonald's was this place called Big John's. You know, so out there it was definitely an eye opener to see what we have over here compared to over there.
To appreciate what we have here.
Yeah, especially that, because out there they're living with less and they're still managing to get by.
Right.
Out here, our version of living with less is living good out there, you know,
Right.
and we take that for granted. But when you're that young, you don't really see that. You know, like when I went to Tonga, that was it was crazy because my dad took me out to Tonga, and then got reacquainted with my brothers and sisters, and we was chilling. We was at the beach, and then it took like a couple days for me to realize my dad was gone. And I asked my grandma, I was like, "Where's my dad at?" He's like, "Oh, he went back to America."
Oh,
Oh, man.
really?
So it was pretty funny. But it was definitely an eye opener. I learned a lot of things out there that I definitely carried over here. When I came back to America,
Did you get a chance to attend school out
Yeah.
there in Tonga?
yeah, I went to a 7-day Adventist school. So for elementary, I went to this school called Mounga,
Oh, okay. That's downtown, isn't it?
downtown Nuku'alofa, just right across the street from the Lautohi and Tonga High School. And then my brothers and sisters went across the street to Tonga High School. I wasn't smart enough or something.
So your brothers and sisters were in Tonga Side School, but you were in Mangaya.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think I've heard Mangaya is just as good. I heard Mangaya is a good school.
Yeah, it's good. It's not Tonga High School.
It's
though,
not. Oh, okay. Okay.
You know, so.
So
but-
how was that? How was it when you attended school? And was there something that you missed from America that just made you homesick, or were you adapting just fine?
Nah, I adapted pretty well. Me and my brothers, we got pretty close out there, you know. So I always had them. Well, mostly Tuta. Billy was a little younger, and I don't know. All my memories from being out there were. It was fun, minus the chores.
Minus
You
the
know,
chores.
So it was pu'is all day, you know, all the tufi pulu or
Oh, so you got
or-
the tufi polo.
yeah,
Okay.
the coconut husk.
Yeah, yeah,
Or go hiki pulu. You know,
Uh-huh.
imagine that little 8-year-old kids moving cows.
yeah.
So
Responsibility at a young age.
definitely at a young
Learning,
age.
learning responsibility.
And we got pretty tight out there too because my parents would take turns coming
To
back
Tonga.
and forth, and then sometimes they would both be out there. So we was out there like we were like all we had.
Uh-huh.
And
So you stayed with your grandparents? Is that who you stayed with when your parents came back?
yeah, my
Okay.
grandma,
Grandma Siunipalai?
Grandma Shini Palani, rest in
Okay.
peace. It's who my sister's named after. And my niece, Nanuola.
Uh-huh.
But it definitely brought us closer. And a lot of the things we learned out there, it's safe to say, like, I brought them back to America, but I applied them in different ways.
Uh-huh.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
But
How long did you stay in Tonga for?
from about 95, 96 to 2000.
So you were there for a long time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went from Mangaya to where?
It's a Pula.
To Piula. Oh, okay.
So that's their older version of Koalisi. It's like, it's high school.
Okay. So that's Mangaya's high school. Is
Yeah.
Piula. Is that by me?
By Ni,
By
right
Ni.
next to Toli Toli.
Okay. So you got to know Tonga pretty well then. Eh? It was for Loape no for Tonga.
Yeah, we stayed in Kolonga. You know, a lot of people don't know where that is, but they know where like the Hamonga is in New Toa. So it's like
Next door.
a village over,
Okay.
and it's not really a big village like that, but it's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool. Okay. What did you learn staying in Tonga? What made that a good move for your parents to as far as you? You know, you they took you, of course you had no choice. You were just a kid, so they took you to Kolonga, they took you to Tonga. Why was that a good choice? Why was that good? Or
Well,
was it?
It was definitely good. I think one of the big things I got from being in Tonga was learning how to be selfless. Like, you know, and those are one of the main keys to how I became to be who I was, because it got to where I stopped caring about me, but caring about other people more than myself.
Right. I think Tonga does that to you, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. What else? Well, give me some positive things that you could think of, you know, that happened because you were sent to Tonga.
Well, if I'm fortunate enough to have any kids, I'll be able to teach them how to whakangaka opwaka, you know?
That's one of the things you learned from there, eh?
Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking, One, because I know a lot of people that are listening, they're younger, they've never been to Tonga. And maybe even some of them don't even want to, but maybe some wish they would. They would have that chance to go to Tonga, a chance like you had. So, what would you say to motivate one to go to Tonga? This is the time we're all putting out there how proud we are to be Tongan. So what is it that you were proud of, and what is it that you had learned from going out there, and why would you thank your parents that you got that opportunity?
Definitely. Going to Tonga was one of the best things that ever happened to me. As a kid, I didn't really understand it at the time.
Right.
But in hindsight, when I look back at everything I've been through and how far I came, and I just think of all the tools that I've used along the way that I was able to apply and, make it to where I'm at. Like, I think about it, and majority of them tools are tools that I acquired in Tonga.
Mm-hmm. Like, what are you talking? When you say tools, what are you talking about?
Like, the will to never quit. So to go back to what I was saying about hikipulu, right? My grandma
Hikipulu meaning
moved the cows.
moving the cows somewhere else so they can eat.
So they can eat. So
Yeah.
every 3 days we would move the cows. There's
Okay.
like probably 8 of them. These are like,
Wow, you guys had 8 cows.
yeah, somewhere around
That really says a lot about your family, because not everyone can afford 1 cow. So
Well,
for you guys to have 8, that's
I'm an
saying a lot.
exaggerator, so maybe I'll probably put on a couple cows extra.
Having 1 cow is enough.
good.
But okay, so that was the responsibility that your grandma put on you.
Yeah, and we definitely got our work ethic from her. That tough love, that it's not. I know a lot of people don't recommend it, but it paid off. For my brothers and sisters, it paid off right away, because they came back to America and hit the ground running. My sister Nipa, man, I'm so proud of her. She came back and just got right in with the cool kids. Like, didn't even miss a beat.
Right.
Same with the Uta, same with Billy and Takai. They came back and just got right in with sports. And
How about yourself?
I came back with the same set of skills. I think I just applied it in a different way.
So, sorry. We're kind of falling off track and it was my fault, because I wanted you to talk about the hikipulu. Okay, that was just one of the chores that you had to do. Moving the cows so that they don't, because pulu foki, they eat the grass around them, and you had to
Yeah.
move them so that they could get a whole new
Yep.
part of the
And
grass
so
to eat.
sometimes my dad's brothers wasn't there, so it would just be my grandma and us, and so we would be the ones to move the cows.
Doing all that, okay.
So, like, I'm the oldest, and at the time I'm like 10, so my little brothers and sisters are just younger than me.
Uh-huh.
So you just picture that, just little kids, probably like 50 pounds soaking wet, moving 2-ton beasts.
Yeah.
And it's just stuff like that. We would always do chores around the house, hikipulu. We couldn't play until like after 5 or 6, and even when we had time to play, wasn't enough time to play, so we
Right.
was always working. And that was something that my grandma instilled in us.
What did that teach you? What did that teach you, doing all that work?
It showed us like purpose.
Right.
So if you set your mind to something and do it without the thought of even quitting, because that thought was always there with us when we were little.
Right.
And then as time went on, it was habit. That thought of quitting just never even popped up one time.
Right. So it taught you to work. And if you wanted something, you have to work, eh?
You had to work at it.
Yeah, you have to work. So I think that's actually something that you just automatically learn in Tonga, eh? I think because I had a few chances to go back to when I was young, before I was married. I got a chance to go back to Tonga. One thing that stands out the most, koe, you automatically learn to love. Eh? To love even more. We were born with love, the feeling of love, but I think once we went there and compare what we have here and what they have, that just turns on you. Hey, you have your heart becomes so much softer. I don't know about you, but I was like that. I just thought, oh my gosh, I can get that. I'll get the. You know what? One thing I used to say, yeah, I'll get that for you. Yeah, I'll get that for you. Not remembering that you have to actually come and work for it. But that's the, I wish I could just grab it and send it, hey? But that's the kind of thing that I learned in Tonga. That's the kind of learn. But so you were there for quite a while. Did you like the school?
Not really.
You didn't like the school?
I mean, the education was superb, man. Out there you learn a level of math out there in elementary that you don't even begin to learn yet till you get to junior high. So
yeah, that's one thing about Tonga school. They can do math. Yeah. They're so smart in math. I knew that. Even though I didn't go to school in Tonga. I did in elementary, but I knew that they knew math. That was very, very important to know. So yeah. What else? So what didn't you like about the school?
Oh man, it's just like what you hear in the stories. You know what I mean? Your nails too long, you can get the ruler upside your fingers.
Yeah. So you didn't like the punishment that they give?
Yeah. Then, like I said, in hindsight, everything is. I appreciate everything that I went through.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful for it. Which goes back to what you said, like that feeling out there when you're in Tonga, it's hard not to be selfless. When you get out there, especially when you know what you came from and you come out here and you see your little cousins.
Right.
And they don't even know what shoes are, they're just running around like, you give
carefree.
Carefree. You give them shoes or silipa or something, they'll lose it. And then you get mad because like, where's my shoes at? And they left it in Uta somewhere or in Tuakolo.
Yeah. I walked by, there was a time that I went to the island and I walked by and there's all these little kids playing with their marbles. And I'm watching them and I'm thinking, they don't even know what internet is. And it shows because they're making use of their time. Eh? This is what they were doing. They were mapuing or playing with their marbles, waiting ke tafue haka. When they see the fire go down, one of the little kids would run, put more wood or more pulu under it, And I was watching them and I thought, wow, talk about responsibility. Talk about responsibility. So how old were you when you came back?
I just barely turned 14.
So you were a teenager out there.
Yeah.
How was that? Is it tough? I mean, being from America and you being in Tonga, were you treated a different way that affected your life now?
It taught me how to deal with like hate. Because when I first got out there, my brothers and sisters had been out there already for a couple of years, so they already got acclimated to the environment and everything that was going on. Mm-hmm. When I got out there, everybody just called me the Kireka me America, stuff like that. So I was looked at like that, and I would get in these little fights all the time and trying to show off my little karate skills. So my first couple of years was pretty rough.
Was it pretty rough?
Yeah, but as time went on, and like I said, out there, everything's self-love, not just with the adults, but with the kids. Respect, you just don't get it. You got to earn it. And sometimes you got to get your hands dirty and not like how you do out here. Out there it's just little, the way you try to earn your respect is like on the rugby field or the cricket field or the volleyball field, stuff.
Let's talk about respect. Let's talk about respect. What does respect mean to you?
Oh, man.
How did you learn to respect someone? We're talking Tonga. We're still in Tonga. Okay. How did you first learn about respect? What were you taught about respect? And how important is respect?
My first lesson on respect that I can remember was like watching TV and Nipa Areka was in the room. My sister Nipa was in the living room with us, Mm-hmm. And I remember my grandma, my aunt, would get mad, they would either tell us to get out the living room or her to get out the living room. But there was 3 of us, only one of her, you know what I mean? So we always won. Yeah, she had to leave all the time. But then it started shifting, after that, because then we started feeling sorry at first, but then after a minute it was like, all right, man, we got to get sister, And then so it went from doing that to us going out already to make sure she was all right. And that stemmed from us, like, being fortunate enough to meet our great grandma Maka, and she was bye and just needed like constant care. And so we were always there to care for her. And sometimes we would be like little brats or whatever, but at the end of the day, we always made sure she was good. And for me, that's when my respect started to come in for my elders.
You started noticing things.
Yeah. I started noticing how, like, she would be different if we would act a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So I would go out of my way to act that way because she was, I don't know if it was dementia or what, but she was forgetful, and so I would try to do things to help her remember that. And then she had a brother, my grandma Nipa had a brother named Kaufusi, and he was the same way. He would walk all the way from his kolo to our kolo. And then we would see him on the road, and it was like, we'll stop whatever we're doing just to grab him and bring him in, And so everything with us, like the respect started with respect your elders. And then everything trickles down from there. Because that feeling, like when you do something good for your elders and they show you that their appreciation, their gratitude, it feels good.
Gives you that feeling.
Yeah.
And do you think you would have learned that if you didn't go to Tonga? Is that one of the good things that you got from Tonga?
Definitely. But I don't... See, this is a topic we talked about a lot in the School of Hard Knocks, about lessons learned here versus in Tonga. Because everything I know, I learned from my parents. And my parents, everything they know, they learn from the islands.
Right.
So I can't really call it ignorance, but in a sense it is. So through ignorance, they raised us the only way they knew how.
Right.
Makes sense? And then so they taught us how to go about our ways, and then we just took it and made it our own. And so with us being the next generation, now we know better.
Right.
So I don't think I would have learned any of that if I would have stayed here because they wouldn't have had the...
And that's why I had asked, because there are good things. I want to emphasize of the important things that we can learn from Tonga, being in Tonga, because I think it was a good idea for I think it was a good experience that your parents gave you. Great memories you made, and the respect, like you said, that you had learned. One thing that I'm glad you brought up is how watching TV wasn't allowed for a brother and a sister to watch TV together, because a lot of the things that we had learned in Tonga and lived by is kind of trickling off because we're here in the States, and that's sad. That's unfortunate. It's funny because I was just telling my kids, not even I think it was just last week, I was telling them about that, watching movies together, being together, hearing hearing words that you shouldn't be hearing together as brothers and sisters. I was explaining that to them last week, but living it is different. So I can tell you all kinds of stuff. I can tell you all, and you can just listen, oh wow, that's important, that's good. But until you live it, like you did, you lived it. You were told you cannot, and she was told to leave. So you lived it, which is different than just hearing about it. So I'm glad we got a chance to talk about Tonga. We're gonna go on a little break, then we're gonna talk about how you came here. Okay?
Sounds good.
I'll play this song again because I think this is really necessary for our program.
Little darling, don't you cry no. Love will ease the pain, wipe the tears away. someday, maybe we'll find a way. Love is all we need to keep happiness in our family. Heaven help us find our way. Little darling, don't you cry no more. Cry no more. Love will ease your pain and wipe the tears away. Love is all we need to keep happiness in our family. Heaven help us find a way. Love is all we need to keep happiness in our family. Oh, heaven help us find a way. Yeah. Oh, heaven help us find a way. Heaven help us find a way.
Love is all we need. I felt that was proper for our program. Let me do some shout outs. Do you have some shout outs there? Or did your phone die? Toti tu ifua lopini katoa, malo e lava mai. Thank you for coming back. Leki Lui Fifita, Sione Fetuani, Alan Laulea, malo e lava mai, me Los Banos. Amelia Loti Malo Brecht, thank you for tuning in, Amelia. Paula Moa, malo. Velvet Rose Kioa is in, one. Kape Fokia, Kweni, Sunia, Ruby Latu, hey Ruby, Andrew Vahe, and Sarah Fatungia Tau, one of our staff, and Halai, thank you for tuning in, Braylin Nayata, Luciane Saulala, Alaha o Malaitoli, thank you for tuning in, CE, Rob Atinga, Osolua Ova, Aileen no Fonua, Losehina Saafi, Maake Mahe, ki Moana Tuipulotu, Talanoa Kaufusi. Afeaki Sala, thank you guys for tuning in. Venta Vaitai, I need my charger, please. Wikirifi Tupo, Ana Fusi Lasa, Tankina Mokofisi, thank you for tuning in. Laulea Nugudei, Simiki Fanguna, Ofa to Simiki. Laulea Nugudei, Volo Haupuri. Salome Wolfgram, thank you for tuning in, Salome. Viliami Wolfgram. Viliami Wolfram learned something. I don't know which it was that he learned, but he said, never knew that. Learned something new. Thank you, Viliami. Sale Stonata e Naise Antoni Ngare, Sione Hardboard. Iskeri Havea, Akanesi Fisilau Fainu, Sione Fataua, Auckland Junior Latu, Sita Leki Pentani. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm sorry if I didn't mention any names that came in earlier. These are the names that I see. Here with Sione One Takai. We're learning about his life, his experiences, and hopefully we'll be like Liami, learn something new. Okay, One. One short for Sione One. Thank you for being here once again. So you journeyed on. We're just talking about how you journeyed in life. You were born here in the U.S. You got the chance to go to Tonga. And from what you explained, I think you learned a lot. You learned a lot of things that, as you had mentioned earlier, things that you wouldn't have learned if you didn't go. And I believe that too. That's why I wish to still, I used to take my kids, but not anymore. I hope to in the future, because I want them to live it. Don't just listen to what I tell you, but live it, eh? Like you did. You had that chance to live it. You had a chance to attend school in Tonga. You saw the difference. You know, it's always good to compare, to weigh the differences. Then you came back to America. What year was that?
2000.
Year 2000, you were here.
Yeah.
So were you there in 1999?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there in 1999. I don't know if I saw you. I saw Sudi. I saw your mom. But anyway, so you came back the year 2000. How was it coming back?
It was cold. You know, we came. It was snowing still when we got here. My grandpa, my dad's dad, Moyakila, he brought me back. And my little brother Takai had came back before that with my dad in '98, so they were already here. But
Oh, so they all came back before you?
nah, just
Oh,
Takai.
just Takai.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tutani Pampili stayed out there for another year or two.
Okay.
But yeah, coming back, it was cool. First thing I did was eat McDonald's, you know, and
Uh-huh.
came back in a aloha shirt with some shorts. You know, we
Uh-huh.
left everything in Tonga.
In Tonga.
You know,
Yeah.
because out there
I think
it's,
that's, yeah.
it's a good thing when you're able to realize that as a little kid,
Mhm.
that how fortunate you are.
Yeah.
You know, and I realized that at a real young age.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just being able to come from going to school out here. I went to Edison Elementary, you know, and then going out there and just like you said, comparing the two. It
There's
was just
a difference.
obvious that the difference was it was just right there. You know, you couldn't help but notice it, and that kind of helps too with that feeling you talked about, that offer. You know, just being selfless. It's hard not to feel that way in Tonga because everybody's showing love and it's contagious. But when I came back, I was trying to do everything at once. You know, I was trying to go to Lagoon. I was trying to eat McDonald's. I was trying
Make up for lost times.
You know, I'm a little kid too, so I don't even know I was trying to do all that at one time.
Uh-huh.
But it was just cool to come back and see all my cousins, all, you know, like Lipa and all them. Like Lipa and Stephen Kyo, those were my road dogs before I went to Tonga. You know, so it was cool to come back and just see them.
They were still here.
They were still here. They were like this tall.
Uh-huh.
It was like the world kept moving, except for my height. My height just stopped where it was, and everybody just got taller. Still like that.
So when you came back, then you went to school. You went to school again here, eh?
Yeah, I went to East High, and
Oh, so you left. You left at what? Elementary.
elementary.
Came back to high school.
Came back to high school. I came back right in time for 9th grade. And it was different, you know. I missed Tonga, but I wasn't going to admit it, you know, because I wanted to come back to America so bad.
Uh-huh.
But Tonga school system, it was structured.
Mm-hmm.
There's structure here, but not like tough love
Not-
structure.
yeah,
You know, out
yeah.
there, it's like the teacher's going to leave the classroom. He got a little tattletale somewhere, you know what I mean? Writing
Uh-huh.
down names of everybody that's telling it, you going to get hit.
Yeah.
You know, over
Yeah.
here, it's teachers tell you to shut up, you just keep talking louder. There's no kind of,
Yeah.
no kind of order.
So would you say that the word respect, did you say there's less of it here? As far as school, would you say that it's less here versus Tonga?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. Huh?
Like, it's crazy when I came back and I see how people talk back to adults, not just teachers, but just adults
Right.
in general. You know, like, that surprised me a lot.
Yeah.
Just seeing that, and then some adults would let it slide, some wouldn't. But that was definitely a shock for me, just because of from where I came from.
Right,
You know?
right. You had the chance to, like I said before, I think it's definitely a blessing to see the differences. Eh?
Yeah, and just the way you talk too. You know what I'm saying? So like, God, we had like if my grandma were to call me, she'd be
Right.
out like, hey, shut on it, you know, and I'd be like, what? You know, I'd get bodied for that. You know, so the proper things like go in, you know, it's the way you talk back.
Right, right.
And then so coming out here, there was none of that. You know, and I came back and I had a little fob accent and just seeing all of that it didn't get me to where I was at, but it was like a little stepping stone. You know, I was like, oh man, these kids doing it, I'm gonna do it. You know, so and that's how I slowly started finding my way towards going from being respectful to being disrespectful.
Okay.
Like to fit in a way, you know what I mean? But it all stemmed from that. Like I was seeing everybody else do it, so I was like,
You can do it.
yeah, I could do it. You know,
You can
I'm not
get-
gonna get hit. You
Yeah.
know, teacher ain't gonna hit me. I'm cool.
So I'll talk back.
Yeah.
So you were slowly losing what you had learned in the island, would you say?
Yeah, because
Maybe not slowly losing, but you're slowly letting it go. You were letting it go.
Yeah, both, because like in the islands, Tuuta he was my road dog. He was my best friend. You know him and this kid named Maka. You know, and we was always together. So
This
I
is
always,
in Tonga.
This is in Tonga. So I always had them around me. You know what I mean? Tuuta went to school across the street from me, but
Tonga High,
at Tonga
Tonga
Side
Side
School.
School.
But we all stayed at the same place. So we was always together, me, him, and Nipa. So I always had them to keep me grounded. I didn't realize it then. It's just now when I'm thinking back.
Think back.
Yeah, it's like they would, even if I was slipping, I would see what they're doing and I'd catch myself. You know, but then I'm not realizing it. I'm just subconsciously doing it because I'm seeing these two do it. You know, so they always held me in check. And it's like when I came back,
You didn't have that.
I didn't have them. You know, I had
Things shifted.
everything shifted when I came back.
Unfortunately, not a good way. Not shifted to the better. Is it fair to say that it shifted for the worse?
It did go for the worse. It's like, because I took everything that I learned in Tonga, you know, the being selfless, the respect, the loyalty, all these things that I learned in Tonga, I brought it with me to America, but then I started using it in a different way. You know, I started perverting all of them to fit my ideas of how I should function here in America and how I wanted to be recognized amongst my friends or something, you know? And so everything totally shifted when I came back. And as time went on, it was like a downhill slide from there. I was only at East probably like 2 semesters. Then I got kicked out. I went to DT for, you know, still in the car.
Still in car. How old were you
Yeah.
then?
I was 15.
You were 15.
Yeah. Like
So
14 going to
you started. So we could say that you started making some tough choices.
Yeah.
Wrong choices.
And it was like, with my mentality, it was the bad. I was just always in the wrong spot, you know, because something would happen. And I always had this little ego thing. Because I came back and everybody was taller than me and bigger than me, and, you know.
So was it more of like wanted to prove yourself type of thing?
Yeah, in a way. Because even after I proved myself, I still wanted to do it.
Do it more.
Yeah, I wanted to do it more. And then, so we would go do stuff. And, like, we would go all the way up to a point. And I'd be like, why are we going to go up to that point? Let's cross that point. You know, and that's just me preparing that one skill I told you about, the not quitting.
Right.
When you're gonna do something, don't do it halfway.
So you got that mentality of not quitting. You just used it in a different way.
In a different way.
In the wrong way.
So I was
You
like,
would say.
man, we don't do nothing halfway. You know,
Right.
and that's how I
That's
thought.
the mentality.
And that was a mentality that my grandma still in me, but it's like,
But she didn't
it's
mean for it
later,
like
you know,
that.
she didn't mean for it like that. And I disrespected everything
That she taught you.
that she taught me by applying what she taught me to do it out here. You know, and it's crazy because everything that she taught me, I didn't even realize that until later. I'm thinking back to everything I was like, oh man, my grandma, you know, my mom, my dad, and my grandma.
Right.
You know, and then coming out here, it's like I just perverted everything that I grew up embracing. You know, all these values and these morals, and as time went on, I just got caught up in this.
Yeah. So let's go back. First thing that you said, first trouble that you had caused was you stole a car. That's a big thing. You didn't steal a candy from the store. You went right to a car. What triggered that? Where was it at? What car did you see? What made you feel like, hey, we can do this? Where
Well,
were
it's-
you? Tell me about that.
Yeah, that story, like, so I'm gonna tell you that story, but it's like I'm not justifying why I did it, or so.
Right.
But so at East High, they used to have this vice principal.
Hold on, before you go on. Just to be advised, everything that you're telling us, this is the past, right?
Yeah.
You're just telling us about it. This is what happened. You're not hiding it from anybody. You're already paid for it.
Yeah, so
I'm
everything
saying.
I'm
So
telling
everything
you
you're
is,
telling is something that happened.
and it's been
okay?
accounted for. I got in
Yes.
trouble for it. And I
So
did
it's
time.
not gonna, we're not gonna be judgmental on anything, because this is something that we actually learn from. Okay, we're all journeying along while we're here in this world that we live in. We're journeying along. Choices are gonna be made, some good, some bad. That's what we're learning about. Okay, so tell me what happened.
So me and my cousin, we got caught sloughing, like skipping class,
In East High.
at East High with a couple other balangis, not to make this a race thing, but
Right.
That's
This
how- that's
is
how-
what happened.
this is what
This is
happened.
what happened.
and so we all got caught doing the same thing, and they got sent back to class and we got suspended.
Okay.
This
This is what you saw.
This is
what
how I took in
Right.
the situation.
Exactly.
And then so the suspension is like, what type of suspension do you get when the principal goes, here's the bus token, you're suspended, go home.
Right.
That don't even now when I think
Doesn't
that
make
don't even
sense.
make sense.
Yeah.
So we went and stole his car. We tried to steal his car
The
and we got caught.
the principal's
Yeah.
car.
Like, Principal Sadler.
That's not.
East Side.
It's not funny.
It's not.
It's not funny. I'm laughing at the thought. At the thought
Yeah.
that came to your mind to do that. What were you wanting to accomplish doing that? Just to prove a point to him, or was that your way of getting him back?
Yeah,
Or what?
I just wanted to get him back. It was a twisted sense of logic, but
Right. Twisted
it was
sense
twisted.
of logic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did it. We got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Officer Lewis came and arrested us, and we were begging to go to DT. Me and my cousin, we were begging to go to DT because it was like, man, my dad's gonna beat me up. Just
Right.
take me to DT.
Right.
All that stuff. And so that was my first trip. Was to DT
Okay.
for stealing the car.
You were there for how long?
They sent me to group home, so I was in that group home for 8 months.
8 months. Okay.
Yeah.
During that 8 month, what went through your mind? Did you regret doing what you did, or did you think, oh, get this over with, I'll do it again?
I definitely regretted it. My first night in that cell
You missed home?
as a kid, it's you're isolated. The door's locked. You can't even go out.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that sense of being that you're just by yourself. You're alone, and it's a system that's designed to make you feel like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as a little kid, it's like 10 times worse than what you
Right,
feel as an
'cause you're a
adult.
little
Because
kid.
you're a little
Right.
kid. You're scared. You don't know what's going on, but you're still trying to hold up that front because you got your friends around the way. And it's stuff like that. It's emotionally challenging, because you're trying to keep it inside, but at the same time you want to let it out, but you can't because pride is a big thing, not
Yeah.
just amongst kids, but in our culture too. Pride is a big thing,
Right. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
and yeah, my first night in jail was. I remember it too. I was crying and and like promising God all types of things. I'm
It's
gonna
not
grow.
gonna happen
Yeah, it's
again.
not gonna happen again. I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna bless sacrament and go do baptisms for the dead and get ready, go on my mission, find me a wife. I'm
Right.
like in my head, I was like, just let me go home.
Just get me out of here.
Yeah. And then
And at the time, And I'll just, I'll just say, at the time, you did mean it.
Oh yeah, I was
You
so
meant it.
sincere. That's like times like those are probably like the most honest times that I've ever felt. You know what I mean? Like actually asking, but as a little kid, like asking for something with all your heart, like sitting there crying. You asking so hard that you're crying,
Right, right.
and you just get so cried out that you get exhausted and you go to sleep.
Uh-huh.
And then when you wake up, it's the same feeling. It's just a
You're
little
still
dull
there.
now.
Yeah.
It's like kind of numb.
Okay. So you were there for 8 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So between that 8 months, what did you learn in those 8 months? Did you learn anything?
Yeah, in those 8 months, a lot of the things I learned were stuff that I already knew. It just like
Okay. Just
brought up a lot of
wake up call.
It was a wake up call, like a
Okay.
tune up.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, is outside influence had a lot to do with. It has a lot to do with how
The decisions you
your
make.
decisions you make and how you carry yourself, how you function, how you move.
Okay.
It's hard not to let it affect you because in
You're
America,
so surrounded by it.
and especially in America, everything is all about image and everything is all
Yeah.
about how you present yourself.
And so easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so 8 months have gone by, so you're out. You're let go. You're released to go home and do the things that you had promised that you were gonna do, bless sacrament, baptism of the dead, da 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 da. So you go home. What happens?
Yeah, I left.
Did you do what you promised that you were gonna do?
Yeah, I did it for like probably like a week.
A week.
Yeah, a week, and then because after I got out, after that it was all right. This is my chance, and let me back up a little bit. Before I got out,
Okay. Yeah.
I was able to get sealed in the temple with my mom and dad, with my family. Like they let me come home from the group home on a home visit to
Oh,
get
for
sealed
that?
in the temple. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was that period, and when I got out, like that was my thing. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do
You
this,
can do it.
and then I started doing it, and then I lost my way again, and
How long did it take for you to lose your way?
like a week probably,
A week.
if that,
Okay.
and it was.
What
It's like-
happened?
It's I don't know, like just the way I grew up, I always had this sense of responsibility. Like I always had to take care of my brothers and sisters, and in Tonga it was easy. It was easy, because out there it's not just me. You got a whole
The whole village. to do it.
And,
Uh-huh.
and then so coming out here and just seeing how everything is and trying to adapt to life in America now, and the beginning stages for me in high school was pretty rough, and cause we lived in Glendale, and all my family lived in Rose Park. And then so I'm over here, and it's just going to school. Growing up was rough. A lot of my close friends, a lot of boys that I considered brothers in Tokowas, like we grew up fighting. So it was pretty rough. And I remember in my head, I was like, man, I don't ever want my brothers to go through this, And once again, it's going back to like a twisted sense of logic. I was like, I'm gonna do this, hopefully, so my brother don't have to do that, or so that they don't pick on my little brother. And those are, like I said, stuff that we learned in Tonga. Taking care of mom, but now I'm doing it like a whole nother way. I'm going way above and beyond.
Different way.
Yeah. And it went from that to now I'm not just taking care of my brothers and sisters, I'm taking care of my homies, my friends, and in Tonga, like I said, aside from respect, one of the main things I got out there was watching out for my brothers and sisters. So you get that sense of loyalty, and that sense of loyalty is like, it's big, especially in my family. My grandma, she would get mad at us for telling on each other, you know what I mean? Like she would, if I told on his, she'd hit him, and then hit me again for telling on him, like so.
Yeah.
So when you grow up with that mentality, it's like you understand what she's doing.
Right.
It's like all you have is each other.
Right.
All this other side noise, when it's all said and done,
Side
you're gonna
noise.
realize this is all you had. And I realized that when we were in Tonga. But then when I came out here, it's like now I got a whole group of new brothers, you know. And so I took what I did for my brothers and sisters and I applied it to this group of people, and it felt right to me, even though it wasn't, you know. But to me, it felt right. And then that's when I started to learn about certain concepts and how they label stuff. And then I started realizing I was loyal to a fault, you know. And after a minute, it's like I didn't care. You know, I'll do for you what you won't do for me, and I don't care. Even though I know you're not going to do that for me, I will still do it for you because this is what separates me from you. So that was how I looked at things, you know, and I took pride in that. But that pride, you know,
pride. There's that word again.
Yeah, it made me take that to a whole nother level, and then the gangbanging came into effect. And
so the word, and I know you hear it all the time, the word fiatangatalahi. Would you had applied that to you at this time? If for time that you were going through this, would you label yourself as that? Oh yeah, no fiatangatalahi.
Yeah, definitely.
Fiatangatalahi.
Fiatangatalahi, fiahia.
Fiahia.
All of that. You could definitely apply that to me back then. Because but I made it known though, you know, I wasn't trying to hide it.
Right.
Man, so example, one time me, Samani Sekona and William Popunu, we were wrestling in our kitchen in our old house, and Samani and William broke the wall, you know, they went through the wall, and then so we're sitting there talking about it. I'm like, nah, don't worry about it, everything's gonna be good. I don't realize my little brother sees it and he already tells my dad, you know. So we're going to football practice later up at Sunnyside Park because we play for East Leopards. And then my dad asked, he's like, hey, what happened to the wall? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm the one that did it. You know, I was like, I didn't even hesitate, I just did it. And in my head, I was like, yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna tell I'm the one that did it. You know, man, my dad. You know, it was a lesson learned the hard way. You know, I learned the lesson the hard way right there. And then later that night, you know, my dad, he likes talking to us. If we do something wrong, that's one thing I respected about my pops. He would let us know what we did wrong and why he was upset.
Talk to you first.
Yeah. And then that's when he told me, and that's when he started putting in my head, it's cool to be loyal, you know, but don't get taken advantage of.
Right.
You know, and he was the first person that told me that, but I still let it happen throughout all, you know, and it was a lesson I learned the hard way, but a lesson I forgot along the way because I ended up going right back to that.
So after the 8 months of making promises, and you came home, 1 week later, what did you do? What happened?
1 week later, I'm not even proud of it. We stayed out all night, you know, drank, all that stuff, and then I remember running home. I remember that too. It was like my week after I got out, and we went to the Bountiful Temple to do baptism for the dead. You know, and I came home and acted like I was sleeping. You know, and it's moments like those when you're in times like that, like where I came from, when you're locked up. It's moments like those that stand out the most. You know, not the fights, not the shootings or the stabs or whatever. You know, it's stuff like that because it weighs on your conscience, you know, because then everything that your parents taught you growing up, what you had learned growing up, it starts to weigh on you, and you think about that, you know what I mean? Like doing all this and all of that. And I remember I started right after. And that just made it worse.
What happened? You came home?
Just the gang influence took over.
No, I mean you said you were out all night, and then you came home to
I came home because I was scared of my mom. You know, I was scared my dad and they was gonna trip. Right. So I came home, act like I was sleeping, and then they would come and wake me up.
And you
act
went.
like I was wake up, and then we go do baptism.
Oh, and okay. That's what's weighing on your mind.
Yeah, that's what's weighing on my mind because of I know what we're doing.
Right.
You know, you're going to go do this sacred ceremony thing for the church. You know, and this is important because these are people's lives you're talking about and their spirits and you know, and you start going down that path, you start thinking about it, and it just don't matter when you're locked up. You get to know yourself real well. You know, you're in a constant state of self-reflection to the point it's like you feel gravity weighing down on you just thinking about all the things you've done, knowing that you could have done better or you could have
Right.
averted everything.
So it kind of started up again.
Yeah.
Okay.
It started up again.
This is so good. This is so good talking to you because I too am learning a lot, you know, because I think we choose the path that we walk on, but we also learn from it, right? We're going to go on a break and then we'll be back and we want to hear more. Malo kaina o pe mai he fia fini tele tu avao pita te aupa he poto safi paula ha foka si fa yongi baha honi ma Mary J ala ova talia uliwasi lau kaupo uli hina moi moi Philip Kioa matete na baha la tu McMain Kioa ma foa ya tan Flower Power pulangi ila taha fia fia tuku taulani Whakamaringa ki baha mahe. Sida ti seke ni nusi, malakai matangi, samani, sekona. Samani's in here.
What's up, bro?
Luciane Kati Hoko. Malo kainga.
So many problems that we've been through. So many promises broken into. Why you come to me with all of your lies? And try to tell me that I'm part of your life. And then again you act like you love me. Turn around and act like you don't see. Circumstances are changing my view. All the things I ever thought of you. I don't wanna ever hurt no more. I don't ever wanna cry no more. I just wanna live my dream, even if unreal it seems. I can never ever pay you back. All the loving just to stay on track. Someday I will show you how to let it go. Yes, I wanna hold you, baby. It's real as it can be, baby. Stop to think if we only knew. But making love is like a honeydew. But like a sweet green and sour. Baby, understand that love is true. Don't ever try to make some excuse. And try to make it like you blew up you. The love we have is so brand new. Baby, I wanna be the man for you. I don't wanna have to cry no more. I don't wanna have to hurt no more. I just wanna live my own way. Even if unreal it seems, I can never ever pay you back. All the loving just to stay on track. Love is like a river flowing in you. Just be happy with
Love, just like the sweet smell of flower in the morning. You can feel the love from my heart, it's farming. Them a call me Mr. Ocean and New Guinea and Milan. Big up the music of Fiji and Dayman.
what you been through, baby.
Oh, na 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 na.
Girl, I wanna hold you close.
Na 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 na.
I wanna be here for you 24 hours a day. Oh, baby.
Rhythm of Life. Okay, and we're back. Thank you for joining us, Lavinia Ofa. She's from the Fu'ovava. Thank you, Nia, from the Fu'ovava. PK Koli, Kapefo Kia Palakisa Kenke Broder. Thank you for tuning in, Kisa, Ofat Kakoe. I hope everything is fine with your children in Australia. Okay, so we're back with One. We're hearing about his life story, about the choices that he made and where it led him. We're back now. So go ahead and continue on, One. Where did you go from there?
From there, I went from there to,
You still have the same pack of friends?
yeah, same pack of friends, but everything now it was like I said, everything that I applied to looking out for my little brothers and sisters, it like shifted, and now I was looking out for just more than them. Now I'm trying to look out for, my friends, like Samani, Daniela Mama, and with that sense of the loyalty thing, and it's like it snowballed from there, because it went from them to these guys, and next thing you know, I'm caught up in something that's bigger than me, and I ran with it, and I just disregarded everything that I felt in that cell, crying and making all them prayers, and
You forgot about that.
yeah, it went out the window. And at the time, like, I'm not thinking about my mom, I'm not thinking about her crying when I would sneak out at night. I'm not thinking about her like she would lay there all night. She told me one time, she said, I wouldn't go to sleep until I heard you sneak back in and close the window. Then she would go to sleep.
Yeah.
The whole time I thought I was slick.
That's moms.
Yeah. But I'm not thinking about that at the time. I'm not thinking about how my dad's, working hard to take care of us, and not just us, but our family in Tonga.
Right.
And just that respect I thought I had, it went from being, just disrespect. It went from being selfless to selfish.
Without you even realizing.
Yeah. And I didn't realize it at the time. And if I did, it was so long ago I probably didn't care. Because I was just so caught up in just trying to, like I said, do everything at one time. Because I wanted to do that when I first came back from Tonga, like, do the good stuff, go to Lagoon, go to Raging Water or whatever. And then now it went to, all right, I'm not even gonna go to class, I'm gonna go over here, then we're gonna drive all the way to Highland, and we drive all the way,
Right.
And with all that, it's just like, you start being like, you start being Taimi Vavi, you know what I mean? So everything is just, it's like trying to have 5 conversations at one time, and you're only talking to one person.
So the term or the saying that you just didn't care. You just didn't care. Is that how it was at that time?
Yeah, that's
You
how it
just
was.
didn't care.
I didn't care, despite everything. Like, let me make that.
Despite
I want to make
everything
that
that you
clear. I
learned,
want to
yeah.
make that point clear. Like, man, my mom and dad, they did everything for us.
Right.
Like, we never went without. Whatever we needed, we got.
Right.
So it's like, to go through everything I've been through. Like, that's always gonna be in my head, that people are always gonna blame my parents for what I've been through.
Right.
Like, my parents, and I'm pretty sure it's like with other people too. Like, as a parent, you want what's best for your child, so you're always gonna do what's best. And my mom and dad did everything for us. It was just everything they taught us. It was just how we.
It's how you apply
It's
it
how
to
you
yourself.
apply it, because
Right.
And my dad, he gave me the biggest decision. Not just me, my brothers and sisters too, because you know how, like, your kids go to church, go to church, go to church.
Right.
The day my dad told me, he's like, hey, I'd rather you guys not go to church than go and disrespect the Lord. So if you don't want to do it, don't do it. My dad gave me that decision, I stopped going to church. And then I started drifting away from the church, from his teachings, from everything that I grew up on. It started to become foreign to me. And I didn't even care. At the time, I didn't even care. And that was such a big part of me growing up. I remember going to primary, like, looking forward to that. Going to primary before I went to Tonga, I was going to sleep at my grandma Maua's house just to go to church at Riverside, and man, as time went on, it's like I just didn't care about none of that no more. You know, all I cared about was this, and I became one track minded on
Proving yourself.
proving myself, and not just that, but like just I just wanted to be there, you know, because man, it's like I told you a little bit before we came back on here, you know, the way I see things now compared to then, as far as gangs, you know, is
So were you caught up in a gang? Were you part of a gang?
yeah, to the outside, yeah, it's that, you know, people are gonna see what we do and they're gonna it's gangs, you know, and everything that's been going on as far as leading up to that point, yeah, you labeled it as a gang because that's what they're doing. They're doing stuff like that, you know, and but it's like I found a sense of camaraderie with them that I used to have and thrown with my little brothers, you know. Not to say that that wasn't there no more. It was just that they were good, you know. Dude, he has a big heart, you know, and Billy has a big heart, and that was just never their thing, you know. And for some reason, I was drawn to that, you know, and I loved them, so I would never try to bring them into this, which is weird because I love these dudes and we're doing the same thing.
Yeah. So in the back of your mind, you knew it was wrong,
I knew it was wrong.
but you didn't care, like you said.
Yeah, I didn't care, and then it goes to what I told you at the beginning of the show. It was that sense of being selfless. You know, I started to worry about other people more than worrying about myself. And like I said, like I'm in Glendale, you know, in 104. Shout out to Glendale, man. I love all y'all.
Yeah.
You know, and all my family's in Rose Park. You know, so growing up was interesting. You know,
Right. Because they were rivalries. Glendale and Rose Park.
Yeah,
Back
there's
then.
always been a rivalry there, you know. But man, it's all a lot of people, like I said, people that I consider my brothers, you know, dudes that I love. They're from. I grew up with them over there, going through it, you know, fighting, whatever. But it made us like grow stronger in a sense. For the wrong reason, you know.
Okay.
Like there's this saying that I heard a long time ago. I liked it because it said, we didn't always do what we should, but we always did what we could. You know, putting forth the effort. Now, whether that effort is for good or bad, it's like you're doing something, you know, and now it's just on you to decide, like, how you gonna apply that effort.
Yeah.
You know, and back then I went all into this way. I went all into the wrong way. But
So that effort and the loyalty and all that, you had all that. You just applied it to the wrong place.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's just not me.
Right.
You know, because when I went to, is it cool? When I went to,
Yeah, we're gonna So after that, okay, you're now how old?
now I'm 16.
Now you're 16.
Yeah.
What happened at 16?
At 16, we went to a reunion, remember, in Reno?
Reno?
Was that a reunion in Reno in 02? Oh. Yeah, we went to a reunion in Reno for the Kyo, like our family, which was cool, you know, and I think I had been out for like 7 months at this time.
Okay. From your 8-month trip?
My 8-month trip. And my mom let me go to California with Uncle Money, you know, and so we went to California and went to the Bay, but I went and stayed in Hayward with Justin and Lisa and yeah, and then I went out there and I got in trouble.
You got in trouble in California? What happened in California?
It was one of them situations again where like something happened and I just looked at the situation like, all right, y'all gonna start it, but y'all not gonna finish it, you know? And then now the pride thing's on the line really tough this time because I'm with a bunch of people from Cali and I'm the only one from Utah. You know, I was like, all right.
Again, you want your pride.
Yeah.
Your pride was there.
That pride, man, and yeah, so it got kind of rough and then we got arrested for carjacking and kidnapping.
Again.
Yeah.
And kidnapping.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the kidnapping.
So it was we were trying to take, you know what I mean? Like the situation was the dude was still in the car.
Oh, I see. I see.
And then so it was carjacking and kidnapping. But I was 16, you know what I
16.
mean, at the time. And I got locked up again.
In California?
In California.
Okay.
And I was there for the whole 2003.
So you went from 8 months to a year this time.
Yeah, to a year in
So
the
things
juvenile
accelerated.
system. And it's crazy. My mom and dad would come all the way out from Salt Lake to visit. Just, it was weird. You knew who was gonna come visit. Like when I was locked up here in Utah, it was my mom, my dad, and Auntie Linda. You know, and Leaky. You know, they would always come visit me when I was locked up here. And even when I was locked up in California, it was my mom, my dad, and Linda, and Lisa. She made it out, you know, and it's stuff like in those moments I see it.
You started seeing things differently?
Yeah, but it was only in those moments, you know, and it's now just looking back on it, like I realized that, like, man, I was like everything for me was in the moment, you know, whatever I feel remorse in that moment, I feel it to the fullest. So apologetic, you know, and like so appreciative.
At that moment.
Yeah, in that moment, so appreciative too, because you know that they would take their time to come all the way out to do this. And they held me till I was 18, you know, and then in 2004 then.
So you're now an adult.
Yeah.
So then you came out. Did you make any more promises while you were in there?
Nah.
No promises this time?
Nah, no promises. It was like, I just got numb to it, you know, just the crying, just the, like, to hurting, that, you know, like that feeling, man, it sucks. Just hurting inside. It's a hard feeling to deal with when you're trying to function in like everyday life as a little kid, you know, as a youngster.
Right.
And then so the only thing to help take your mind off of that is like to get into more trouble or just.
So you thought.
So my twisted sense of logic, once again, you know, it goes back to that. And yeah, so when I was in California that whole year, I didn't learn. Looking back now, honestly, I didn't learn nothing. You know, if anything, it just made me realize, like, all right, I did UV time out here now. Now I did UV time in 2 states, Utah and Cali. You know, it was just something like a notch on my belt. Stupid.
Like a,
you know what I mean? But,
I got a mark.
Yeah, like a stripe.
You know, like a stripe.
Yeah.
At that time.
At the time.
At the time. So now you're 18, you're an adult, they let you out. What did Sione do next?
I was good for a little bit. You know, I came back and went to school.
You went back to high school?
Yeah, I went back to high school.
To East High?
Not to Horizonte.
To Horizonte this time,
Yeah,
okay.
So I went back to Horizonte and it was playing sports for West. And it was good for me. Everything was going great. And then like 2 credits short of graduating, they kicked me out of Horizonte for leaving the premises. You know,
during school?
During school. And they put me on homeschool. And then so.
That made you angry. Did that make you angry?
Yeah.
Like the incident at East High when they suspended you but let the Balangi go. Did that same feeling come to you?
Yeah, I was angry, but like in a way, like it was like stupid. Like it didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Because they knew who I was. They knew the type of person I was. So I was like, you guys have a hard time making me go to school here. What makes you think I'm gonna go out and do my homeschool at? You know, what makes you think I'm gonna do at home?
At home.
I'm gonna be on PlayStation all the time. You know, I'm not even gonna finish school. So I dropped out. 2 credits shy of graduating.
Wow. Is that something that you regret?
I don't know. That's a tough question to answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I started working, you know.
Oh, okay. So you dropped out, but you started working?
Yeah, because I was already 18. I turned 18 at the beginning of the year, so. And I just started working, went to Overstock, started working. Did that for a little bit, and then beer run.
Beer run?
Yep. Did a beer run went from retail theft to robbery, and got locked up again into the end of 2004, the beginning of 2005.
So what goes through your mind when you're locked up again? You know, like, okay, this time it's 2004, right? 4 years later, from 2000 to now it's 2004. What went through your mind when they take you back in? What goes through your mind? Are you thinking like, are you thinking, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or oh, here we go again? Did that no care feeling stick
Well, this time it was different because now I'm like going in as an adult.
as an adult?
Yeah.
And
so-
did you realize that at this time? I mean, did that go through your mind like, it's gonna be different this time, it's gonna be harder this time?
Yeah, on the ride there,
Or-
yeah. You know, it hit me. I was like,
So it kind of, things are soaking or sinking
starting
in
to
now.
sink in because when you're going there, because the DT's right across the street from the jail.
Okay.
You know, so
Oh, so this time you're turning this way.
yeah. So when you're going that way and you just think about it and it's bigger, it just starts to, you know, the whole feeling, it just starts to weigh on you.
Was it easier in DT? You are younger. You're younger in DT, so maybe it feels the same.
Yeah,
Or what do you think?
I think it was easier
Easier
in
in
jail.
DT? Oh, in jail.
In jail.
Easier in jail. Is it because you're now an adult and you can accept things more?
That and like despite what people do, like people make wrong choices. You know, like that's all it takes is for something bad to happen, be at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you're hit. You know, some people are just thrown in situations that they don't even want to be in. You know, and that situation can lead up to something that they don't expect. So when you go to jail, like there's actually decent people there. You know, human beings. You know, and so
you
when you
start
get
to
there,
realize, maybe you're saying that you meet decent people there. Is it because they probably realize what they did? Now they're just, you know, they're kind of okay. I'm gonna do my part in community, and so I can get out and live a better life. Do you think that's I guess what I'm saying is, it turns.
yeah, it's
Okay? And then to some people,
yeah, to some people,
it changes.
yeah,
Because
I
they now realize things that they didn't.
I think
wanna
to some
give up
people,
before.
yeah, it
Yeah.
means that, you know, but to other people, it's like when you get there, it's a whole different environment, a whole different mind state. You know, over there now, respect is really respect. You know, it kind of goes back to the,
Oh, okay.
you know, in there it's just like, all right, that's cool. You know, chill. You ain't gotta prove yourself no more. You know, just come kick it.
Okay.
You know,
Before we discuss how life was in jail, were your friends going through the same thing?
yeah.
Or was it just you?
Nah, it was my friends. You know, that was one of the like my circles are like one of the downfalls of us being friends.
Uh-huh.
If one went down, we all went down. You know, it was like stuff like that really like drew me towards him.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, cause like I said, there's some people like I'll do something for you even though I know you won't do it for me.
Right.
I'll still
Like
do it
had
for you.
mentioned.
You know, and then but when you finally get around people that return the same love, the same offers, you know, it's hard not to ride for them. You know, it's hard
Yeah.
not to put it on the line for them when they're gonna do the same for you.
That's true. That's
And
right.
then that's like, which is something I want to touch up on later. It's like a sense of camaraderie. It's sad that we find that in situations like that. You know what I mean? But in situations like that, there is some good that could come out of it because that sense of camaraderie, it got me through so much. You know, and
You know, like you had said earlier, or you had just said, some good does come out of it. That's important. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I want you to realize that some good does come out of it. Okay, we're gonna break, and then when we return, we will talk about life in jail.
Ko e whanonong a veuta me kauta tonga o whakitonga. E ho heki mo kāinga mo tonga o toa loto San Francisco, San Jose, Stockton, e pe whoki Sacramento. Mo tolu kota pe o nofo ofi mai ke area ko e ni. Whakatoka ngā iangi o hena tonga e kauta tonga o whakitonga, ke whai whatongia mai te ngā, ki ona whakahoko whakaanga tonga o mo uwha, yo mo kāinga i tonga i maunga o pau, mo whakatu mōni. Koe tau maunga o ko wanga pēnia, koe tau puha whawha, o pānga ia tō ngau ki vanini, koe tau puha balwha, o pānga ia o ngau paunono. Koe tau ngai kolofo mo pete, o nge koe kula, pin, talam, o i kai ki whao ia puha, ka taki, ka te whakawhitu taki mai ki kau tonga o whakitonga, ki ona whakai ki pia mono mawinga. Te mauto e lawa pia whoki ki lere atu ki ho aku na fuanga, o piki aku mai hoi puhata i tonga. Te whamanatu atu atu ki apa e tau toha, o tai to tonga pe ia. Ia o ngai fia maa mo atu e whakai ke eke, te kau aku mo o taka, piki lawa whakawhitu taki mai ki kau whafonga e tonga o whakitonga, una wihena tonga ke whaifatongia mai tonga. Ki San Francisco mo San Jose, ka taki o whawhitu taki haki ai lai sane vaia, i e whika telefoni whanau walu, fitu o ua whanau whawa, e koe whika telefoni whanau walu, whawa hiwa, ka hiwa whanima. Ki Stockton te mo Sacramento, ka taki o whawhitu taki haki ana Maria o Pusi, i e whika telefoni ua no hiwa, whawa niwa ni fitu walu wawa. Fica telefone ua no hiwa, whaua numa, fitu walu wawa. E ko whakawhitu taki anga tonu mai peke, ka tonga o whakitonga, i e tonga, i a mokori ni a moni, i e whika telefone walu no taha, ono no taha whano walu, i ano toi whakai keki. Pea ko ki moto ko toa pe i toke e iki o piki apuha. Ka taki o whakawhitu taki haki e se tatamara, i e whika telefone fitu taha, ni mahiwa taha tau, pe ko e whika telefone walu taha, ni mahiwa taha tau. Tene ia i tonga, tene tari lere, mo o tohe whakaifo. Ka taki o whakatoka ngā iangi, o kui kai e toi ai hato tonga ke, i ono piki apu, o tohe whakaifo i tonga. Whakapapatu mai ka tonga o whakitonga.
Ko te taha mea kāinga o whia whakahoko atu i he lotongani, ka Pacifica corned beef brisket. Ko ki mō tōlu ko ia mō whia mauha mō pulu māsima, mō mea atu ki he Pacifica corned beef kitchen i Magna, ko e Valunima Whanima West, ko e Magna Main Street. Ke mō alat ki ai whalai te una wawa me he tolu ki he hiwa, tōna ki hongo fulu ki he tolu e fiafi, pe a ok nau te awa sāpate whoke. Ko e Valunima Whanima West, Magna Main Street, ko e nau, they also cater, ka pau ki ai ha o kātoanga o ko amanaki ke whai, te nau lava cater ai mea ko ia ma koe. Pau ki whi mauha o pulu māsima, me atu ki ai, ke nau tokoni atu ki ono cater ho kātoanga, pe koe whai aho, pe koe birthday, whai aho and birthday is the same thing. Pe koe whai aho, pe koe Māori, pe koe putu. Also, they have other things too. O to iai mo nau ki kehe, koe pulu māsima, koe kare, koe ota. Different menus, different days. Ke mo me atu ki ai. I've been there. I've eaten at their restaurant. It is delicious and it's really good. So go give them a try. Let them know that Hikuikuleo sent you. Ka te tau hoko atu ke porokalama ko ia pia mo. So no ne. We've come this far. He's now an adult. We started with his when he started out when he was a kid. Then he went to Tonga, went to school, came back to America. All the things that he had learned to Tonga, he did apply it to America, but saying that he applied it well would be a stretch. Okay, so how was it? How was it when they take you this time? You're no longer a juvenile. You're now an adult. So you're going to the big house, they say. How was it? How did you feel? Were you here in Salt Lake?
Yeah, I was Salt Lake County.
Mm-hmm. How did you feel?
Were
you scared like you were in DT as a kid? You're now an adult though, going in for the first time.
Not as intense, you know, like as when I was a little kid. Because by this time I've already learned how to like bottle things up and
Okay.
you know keep things in. So it was I adapted. You know, I got used to it. And plus, I knew I wasn't gonna be in that long because when I went in 04, I was only in for about 3 months.
Oh, okay.
You know, and then I got out. But it was still nerve-wracking, you know, my first time in jail.
And that was for the beer run.
That was for the beer
You
run.
were only there for 3 months.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got out. And yeah, my mom, they found out later. You know, I didn't really want them to find out, but I went on the run from 04 to 06. So I was on the run for almost a whole year.
So they were looking for you.
Yeah.
When you say you were on the run, you're running from
Probation.
probation. Okay.
Yeah, so, and it wasn't, our crime wasn't really, well, it was a serious crime, you know, but not enough to warrant, like to come look for you like that, you know, come
Okay.
kick down
Okay.
doors or anything.
Oh, yeah. They'll
Yeah,
just
so-
wait until they find you.
Yeah, so I just got lucky for a long time, and I was still working, you know, so they knew where I was at. They just
Okay.
never came got me, and in 2006, as 2005 went, that's what I was doing. I was just being stupid in the streets, you know, just chilling with my boys,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and like I let it get the best of me, you know. I let a lot of things take over what, you know, where my family was. I substituted,
Right.
you know, and it was like a lot of numbing. So I was doing a lot of stuff to like numb stuff, you know, drinking a lot, drugs, and
You did drugs also.
yeah, I was
Okay.
drinking and doing drugs, you know, just anything. That's when I was by myself. I didn't like being in my head, you know, and there's a lot of stuff that I learned later, you know, later in life, and then 2006 come along and they finally catch me, you know. I stopped on because I already had stopped sleeping at the house, you know, because I started attracting attention to my mom and dad's house.
Oh, okay.
You know, a lot of gang stuff was catching up, and it was affecting my family. You know, yeah, just karma. You know, a lot of bad stuff. It was pretty rough, and it killed me. You know that I brought that to my mom and dad's house. You know, and my little brother got hurt in one of the situations, and it was just rough. You know, and then instead of like dealing with it like a regular person, I dealt with it the only way I thought was like plausible. 'Cause I always do the same thing back, you know, and just repeat.
So vengeance.
Yeah, it was.
You
vengeance.
thought that was the way to deal with that.
Yeah. So that was my thing, like, you know, an eye for an eye or whatever. And
Right. Gonna get you back.
yeah, and then like a lot of our family, you know, they're in the church, and
Right.
so like talking about spiritual stuff is common, you know, especially going places or run into an uncle or aunt or something, you know, and then there's one thing I'm pretty sure used to piss people off, but I used to be like, every time they used to come at me with stuff like that, and not to say I don't believe in the church, I do, you know, it's just, it's been a
It
long
was just.
you know?
Oh, right.
It just
right.
wasn't a priority.
It's just not. Yeah.
It wasn't
yeah.
a priority for me at the time.
Right.
But I used to do stuff to annoy people on purpose, you know what I mean? Especially in the church. Because I felt like they were judging me for what I was doing.
Right.
For me believing in something that I believe in this the way you believe in the church.
Right.
And then you're gonna judge me because what I believe in doesn't fit, you know what I mean?
So you were kind of retaliating.
Yeah. More feasting,
In a
you
way.
know, I was
Yeah.
stuff like that. And I would say stuff like John chapter 15, verse 13. You know, I would throw that at people. Every time they tried it, I was like, yeah, read that.
Yeah.
Read that.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
tells me to do this, you know what I mean? And then he's like,
Yeah.
see, that's you taking a verse and perverting it, and I get it. You know, but that's my way of lashing out.
Right.
You know, I would try to hurt.
So you lashed out.
Yeah.
You lashed out. It
To
was
people
your
who
way.
would-
So is it fair to say that was your way of dealing with things? Is lashing out?
Yeah. And it was sad because it was people that were trying to help,
Right.
You know,
But of
and-
course, at that time, you didn't.
yeah, I didn't.
That's not what you wanted, right?
Yeah, at the time, it's like I said, everything was in the moment.
Right.
If I was with Samani and Daniela, those are the only ones I cared about right there.
Right.
You know, everything else is side noise. You know, if I'm with, Leaper and Rooster and Steven, and that's, or Sydney, and then that's the ones I care about. Everybody else, I don't really care about, because in that moment, I'm with my boys.
In that moment.
And that's when I started realizing, when I got caught, because I went back to my mom's house. I seen her cooking in the kitchen when we were driving by in 2006, August. And then, so I told my friend, I was like, hey, stop real quick. So I stopped. I went into the house for like 2 minutes. And gang unit rushed the house, and they got,
So they were watching the house.
Yeah. And then from there, August 23rd, 2006.
The date you remember?
Yep. It was the first day of the rest of my life, literally.
What happened?
I went to prison, and I just got out 2 months ago.
Tell me about how it was in the prison for you.
Definitely a shock. Like everything I thought I knew on the streets, it's crazy to go from how it is in this environment to in here, and everything is flipped backwards. It's like everything that I knew was like, man, it just got flipped on its head. But being at the age I was, like, I kind of understood, and
So
it was
you're now how old?
19, just turning 20.
Wow. The time to go on a mission. You went on a separate mission.
Yeah.
We can say that.
Yeah.
What
Safe
did
to
you
say that. Because my brother, around that time, Tuta went on his mission. So
Okay.
that's one of the things I remember is him going on his mission. But when I first went to prison, it was nerve-wracking, but like I said, you learn to adapt. And I ain't the hardest dude out there, but I know anybody else out there that if you was in the streets like that, you'd be able to adapt. 'Cause that's how it is in the streets. You got to learn how to adapt.
And they told you were going to be in there for how long?
I was only supposed to be in there for 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah,
And this is for
for the robbery.
the robbery. Okay. So 3 years, and you're looking forward to coming home.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, like now when I look back on it, I could tell everything was going bad, because at my board hearing, I'm pretty sure I could have got out sooner when I seen the board in 2007.
Uh-huh.
But just the way I was acting, he would ask me a question, I didn't even care.
You disrespected.
Yeah, I was
Go back to that respect.
Yeah, I was blatantly being disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
It was obvious, because I could hear my mom snapping her teeth in the back, like, it's like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I
yeah,
could hear
yeah.
literally hear her behind me doing that. And looking back, man, that's so embarrassing, because when I turned around, like our whole family was there throwing me. It was, it's like when I look back on stuff like that, it
They
makes
were
me,
there to support
yeah,
you, but you
I didn't care.
didn't care.
Yeah. And I got my board decision back, and they said 3.5 years. And at the time, to me, that's a long time, from 2007.
I missed that. I'm sorry. What? Okay, you had your board hearing, and then what happened?
And I got my board decision back, and they said I'll get out in 3.5 years. So
Okay.
I'm thinking that's a long time. It's not, but and got my board decision
I would
back,
say
and they said
that is a
3.5
long
years.
time. 3.5
Well,
years.
yeah, it is a long time. I'll
It's a
take that
long
back.
time.
I can't say that. But
So what happened? They said, okay, you're gonna be in here for 3.5 years. How did you feel?
yes, I ain't gonna lie. Like I made myself feel at home, and it wasn't that hard, because a lot of my friends were in there with me, so I didn't really feel like I was by myself.
So you were okay with that?
Yeah, for some reason I was okay with
You were
that.
okay with that?
And I don't know why I was, but I always felt like I can handle that. Like, that's why, that's a trait I had since I was a little kid. I'll take other people's, bro. I wouldn't hesitate. Whatever you're feeling, I got you. That sense of loyalty I told you about. a little to a fault. You know, it's good and bad.
Yeah.
But that's just the type of person I was. And it's so in prison it's like, all right, so this is my life right now. You hurt my dude, all right, I'm gonna hurt with you. What you wanna do? You know what I mean? And it was just, everything was all negative. You know, if he was in a negative state of mind, I was gonna feed into it. You know, just so he don't feel it. It's twisted. You know, it was so.
Yeah.
Looking back on it, it's a twisted sense of logic. But you asked me earlier if I regret certain stuff. Like, there's a lot of things. It's hard for me to answer that question, you know, because of.
I will rephrase that question. Instead of saying, "Do you regret it?" I would say, "Did you learn from it?"
Definitely learn from it.
I think that's a better question than asking if you had regretted. But I think if you learn from it, that's good. After 3.5 years, then what? It was time for you to come home.
Well, it didn't make it that far, because like later on that year, I got into it with one of the cops, with one of the guards.
Before the 3.5 years.
Yeah, before it was even up.
Okay, what happened there?
We just got in an argument, you know, and
Was it something that could have been avoided
definitely,
by you?
Yeah, it could have been avoided. It could have been handled differently.
Differently?
You know, the situation could have been. It didn't have to escalate like that, but.
You could have just walked away and you would have been home in 3.5 years.
Yeah.
Could have, but instead, what happened?
Instead, I let my big mouth get the best of me, you know, and cop said something, I said something, but when I say I let my big mouth get the best of me, is because we're locked up, you know what I mean? So if you say something, like, you kind of have to do it now, you know. If you say something and you don't do it, it looks bad, you know. And
so you have to put up an image there too?
You don't have to, but I did.
Okay.
You know, it's just like, so this dude was so, I was like, all right, say that, come out here and say that, you know. And then that's one of the sad things about like what I did, because I ended up getting one of my, you know, 3 of us got in trouble for something that I started.
That you started.
You know, and because of that decision, that wrong choice, it like put 3 of us on a path where it's like you're gonna do no less than 10.
So it escalated to 10.
Escalated to
10
minimum.
plus the 3? Or it went from 3 to 10? So
10.
they added 7 more years?
No, just.
Or did they add 10 more years?
They added 10 more.
They add 10 more
from
years.
when we first went in.
Oh, okay.
So there was 3 of us, and that happened. 2 of them got out in 2016, so they only did 10 years, you know, and then I got out in 2019. But it was all based off of that.
What you started.
What I started.
And you
know,
could have avoided.
I could have avoided.
You said, okay.
You know, but.
Did you hurt the guard?
Yeah, that's what kind of
got
us in trouble. Was the extent of his injuries. It was.
So you did some bodily harm.
Yeah.
To him.
So that was the charge: aggravated assault with bodily harm.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't regret nothing, but that's one of the things. Like, it's in the back of my conscience, you know, because
could have been avoided.
Yeah, because one of them was my cousin, you know, and
that got involved as well.
Yeah, he got involved
because of you. I mean, because he felt you, right? Because you're his.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he's his own man. He gonna make his own choices and all that. But it's like I tell you, like, that love is strong, especially that camaraderie. That
especially when there's blood involved.
And you forge it. Sometimes you forge it in the wrong ways, but even though you forge it in the wrong ways, it doesn't mean that love is not fake. Right. That offer is not real, you know.
Right.
And yeah, we all 3 of us got in trouble, and we went down, and then that's when it was all bad, you know, for me.
Okay.
For me, you know, man, Sonny, he got a good head. Sonny always had a good head on his shoulders. You know, it's like people like me at the time. I was just a hothead. I was good at talking people into, like, I didn't talk them into do nothing, but I was just good at, like, instigating or expressing myself in a way that'll get other people hyped up. Mm-hmm. And he did good though, and he got out when he should have. You know, and I just just kept getting in trouble. I was in Max from 2007 to 2013.
You were in Max.
Yeah.
Tell me what Max is like.
Oh, Max. Max is, for me, it was home. But, like, after a while, I was able to step outside that state of mind, that, you know, that criminal thinking, and just look at it for what it was, and it's miserable. You know, we come out every other day for an hour and 15 minutes.
Every other, okay. Explain to me. Okay, so you were in prison. You got to see your cellmates. You get to go up and play still. You just couldn't leave the premises, right? That's prison. And then
Yeah, so there's levels to it. There's minimum, medium, and max.
Okay, so were you, before the incident,
Minimum.
you were in minimum?
Yeah.
And what was it that you were allowed to do in minimum?
Just out all day.
You can stay out all day. Just
Yeah.
couldn't leave the premises, but you could be outdoors.
Yeah, you just gotta rack in for counts for when you go to sleep, and then you just chill. You know, you're out all day.
Okay, which is okay.
Yeah, that's
Which is
cool.
fine. Then you went from medium to max.
Yeah,
What is max like?
max is, like I said, you're out every other day.
So instead of, you gave up being out all day to come out every other day.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is that like? So one day you're just in this prison. What is it, a cell that you're in?
Yeah, it's way smaller than this room. 2 bunks, a toilet and a sink,
All in the same
all in
cell.
the same area. You know, so you're eating where you use the bathroom. You know,
Are you there by yourself?
No, you have a cell.
You have a mate, okay.
Yeah, and it's like it's sad, because I know for me, and I'm pretty sure it's like that for a lot of people. It's sad that you get to a point in your life where you're able to just turn that feeling off, you know, and just accept it for what it is, and just live it. Because I'm not even gonna lie, I got to a point where I was like, all right, this is gonna be my life. You know, I gotta fight a life over my head now.
You at this time you're giving up.
Yeah, kind of. I just
Like you're
I was settling
accepting it.
in. I was settling in, and like my mom and them could feel it. Like I started backing up from calling home a lot or asking for stuff, you know, and I know she can tell, you know what I mean? She
That
would,
something is different.
yeah, and then so she would come visit more, you know, and that place, man, that place will break you if you let it, you know what I mean? But in there, it's like a lot of weird things happen in prison that those are like the significant moments that make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people enter your life at the right time, bro. You know, does that make sense? Like, right
Yeah.
place, right time.
Yep.
So me and my dad, man, it's the strongest dude I know. You know, everything he's been through, and how he's able to sustain, like, his beliefs and his drive and his positive attitude and everything that he's done and moving forward. You know, it gives me hope. But it was like, for me, I didn't realize none of that until you go through it.
Right.
Until you hit rock bottom.
Would you say that you hit rock bottom?
Definitely.
Being in Max, because you say you only come out every other day. That's got to be hard. So the whole day, you're there with your cellmate, just the two of you.
Yeah.
You don't see anybody. You're eating together. You're, like you say, your restroom is in the same place as your bedroom. So all of that is happening in one room. Do you even have a window?
Yeah, but it's sandblasted, so you can't see out.
Oh, you can't even.
Yeah, prison is
Yeah.
designed to break you. You know,
Right.
it's designed to break you. It's designed to
So that you don't want to go back.
yeah. But at the same time, I think it's a system designed to keep you in there. You know, but that's like a conversation for another time. You know, because in there, it's a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of smart people in prison. There's
Yeah.
a lot of good stories in prison. When I was in prison, there was this dude named Ronnie Garner. He's a death row inmate, and he got executed in 2009.
Death row.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so when I was in UN01, I was able to be around him. But anyway, just being able to talk to him, and he would preach, you know, like I came out here on a 0 to 5 manslaughter, and now I'm gonna get executed, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So when I'm talking to him, it's stuff like that. Like I tell you, it's like I ended up running into the right people at the right times.
Yeah.
You know, because
you learn from that.
right there sparked something, you know, and then he's talking to me about self-help, educating yourself, trying to better yourself, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually, however, as long as you're progressing in one way or another. And then as I started getting around more of the older homies, the older tonguers, you know, and it's like it tripped me out that they're on that tip. You know, they're all on some self-progression. Let's move forward. You know, and then, but stuff like that, it would spark ideas in my head, and it started giving me like purpose, you know, and then I finally got around one celly, and like he don't even realize it, you know, and he don't even realize how much he's done for me, you know, and I pray for that. Like I hope everybody prays for that dude, you know what I mean, because he's kind of going through it right now. I'm not gonna say his name, but just pray for one of our brothers, you know, having a hard time, and
right.
But he got me through a lot, and without even realizing it, because he told me everything that he told me was something my mom and dad's been saying forever, you know. And then I heard it with him, and that was in 2013.
So you were in Max for how long? Just the Max?
9 years.
9 years. 9 long years, I would say. That's a long time to be in Max.
It helped. I needed it.
Yeah.
Looking back, I definitely needed it, because I don't think what he could have told me, somebody else could have told me. You know, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's simple stuff that you hear all the time from your mom, from your dad, like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's different coming from someone else.
From someone else.
And somewhere else.
Exactly. You know, and that's what, you know what I mean, it kind of got me. So I'm like, all right, you know, and then, so I threw myself into my workouts, and I threw myself into my music. I threw myself into reading all these books, Dr. Covey, everything, Renee Brown. I started doing everything and anything just to kill time. You know what I mean? Thinking that I'm just killing time, but
you're actually educating yourself.
Yeah, it started helping, and then I went to school. I got my vocational training certificate in electricians. I started doing college courses through Snow College, and it started, you know, it felt good, you know, because I'm like, I got all this stuff inside my head, and I can't do nothing with it, you know, but then he comes and say, yeah, you can't do this.
Yeah. So you actually got a chance to turn something negative into something positive.
Yeah. After a long time.
After a long journey, you were able to do that. Okay, we're gonna go on our last break.
Okay.
And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about the positive things in life. Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
for my love and devotion. Yeah, I appreciate you with all my heart and my soul. And the rest of my life treasuring her like gold. Never will I stop loving her till we grow old. I'm going all in whether I just can't go. My queen, my empress, holding me down from day one. The only woman I trust till the setting of my sun. My son, oh.
Yes, you are my darling. Yes, I love you, girl. Everything I'm doing it for me and you. Oh, love, oh, love, oh, love.
Okay, let's do some shout outs here. Katina tau ke aho. O whata koe Katina. Hai Katina. Lisa loa wake. Maru lava mai Paul. Tutavuki William Kuapau. Feina. O ngā tea i tai hau. Piri vai sima. Riti Morisi. Thank you for tuning in. And of course, Amani Sekona, your roll dog, as you say. Pere Seini Mavini Kunaki. Hi Seini. Ana tau whahema. O whata koe ana i New Zealand. Piriami Wolfgram. Really learning from here. J Baby Kohitolo. We have new ones in here.
Hey, what's up, bro?
Should have had him here too. Unaloto Hiko, Arisi Havea, Shazer Aina Lutui, Halamehi Fihaki Hei Muri, Lavenga Monulo Lohea Tutupo, Sena Moala, Lomani Hautau, Loretta, Christopher Ilatonga, Bernard These Nuts, Daddy Humble Love, Ana Mohulamu Flamu Eloa, Filike Lutui, Intensivo Palo, Tafia Palo, Philip Leach, Kia Tau in, Kalapu, Fingaola, Lina Sito, Val, Malo, Kaina Popo. Thank you, Noah. And we're back. Thank you, everybody, for still tuning in, and thank you for the support. Thank you for the good comments, and thank you, One, for being here and telling us about your story.
So,
I find it amazing, and I find it it's a life changing to hear your life. So, you're in Max. You've been in prison for a long time. You been in DT, then you went to prison, then you're in Max. Behind all this, what gave you the drive to keep going, to keep moving?
oh man, there's so many ways for me to answer that question, but I think the main one would have to be my mom. You know, like through it all, it never failed. You know, even when I try to push them away, you know, she's always there hitting me with a gospel line or trying to, you know, remind me of my patriarchal blessing, or trying to, you know, she would just mention stuff and then go back to talking regular, you know. And just so she knows, like, yeah, I heard her, you know, and all of that is stuck with me and stay with me, you know, and it's crazy because, like, I slowly started losing my faith for the longest, and whether that faith was in, like, the church or a higher power, whatever, I started losing something, a piece of me that I don't think I would feel right without it. But she, like, her, bless her heart, she's, like, through her I was able to keep my faith in something, you know, and I appreciate her so much for that. And I know I don't tell her this all the time. I know I don't tell you this all the time, Mom, but I love you. You know, and she means the world to me, and I don't think I would have made it through half of the stuff I've been through if she wasn't even, like, just present. But through my mom's faith in God, I found my faith in myself. And I was able to just take that along with everything I learned along the way. All the people that I ran into in prison is good people in there, you know, with good hearts, good souls, just positive people in there that made a wrong choice, you know, and they're stuck with it. You know, and it's crazy because, like, to go through all of this is something, like, as a little kid, uneducated, not knowing anything except for what you see on TV, this is the type of life that you dream of, you know, trying to be a gangster. You know, and then, so we go about it all wrong. It's like, now that when I look back at everything, and it goes back to what I told you about the generational gap, about our parents taught us how to do what they knew how to do. Because they're the ones that took the leap of faith to come from a foreign country, migrate out here to this supposedly promised land, and raise us the only way they know how. So through ignorance, they did what they could. And you can't fault them for that. But the whole matter, like, with us now, like, we know better. You know, we know better, and it's on us to, like, to change everything. It's on us to change it. Just because we seen what they did with us. And there's no excuse why we can't do the next with the next generation. If you see, like, my sister and her husband with their kids, it's amazing, you know, and I'm proud of her. You know, I see how they are with their kids, and she's doing it, you know what I mean? Like, because they're a little bow, except for Demian, you know, she's a little angel, but they get it, you know, and that's something to think about for us as a culture, you know, because for us, there's a lot of awareness that should be brought to the attention, but it's not, because it goes back to that pride thing that we talked about. Pride is big with us. Very, you know, I'm supposed to be taking medication for my anxiety, you know, but see, if I were to voice that to somebody before us, they'll be like, hey, that's laupici. What's anxiety? You know, what's depression?
Right.
You know, what are suicidal thoughts? Stuff like that in our culture would be laupici back in the days. They, like, beat it out of you. But it's like nowadays, now that we're in America, where we're supposed to know
You learn
better,
different.
that's the type of awareness that we should be talking about. Instead of sitting here talking crap about so-and-so's son that went over there and
Yeah.
is with, you know what I mean? Like all this, everybody's so worried about what other people's doing that they're not paying attention about what's going on in their homes or
Right.
around where they are. You know, because that's one thing that's sad to me about our culture is that it takes for something significantly tragic to happen for us to even come together. You know, and before that, it's like just a hi here or hey, what's up? See at the Fale Four. Hey, what's up? Woo? You know,
Right.
and then when something happens, then we come together.
But it took that.
But it took that to bring us together.
Yeah.
You know, when I was in prison, I seen a sense of unity that is so crazy. It's empowering to think about. You know, but that's just a taste of what could happen if people just talk. Just talk and let others talk and be heard instead of just shutting them down when what you don't understand
Yeah.
is an issue. You know, just because your limitations are right here, you can't hold other people's limitations to your limitations. You know, because you never know. His limitation might be the roof and he just might be the one to take it to the roof.
That's a good point.
But it's all on how you look at things and everything. What I got out of this is that through sheer will, faith in something, and offers, like ain't nothing that can stop you. You know, it's 13 years later, and I can still wake up and smile. I've seen people break for less. And when I say that, I don't say that being cocky because this was the hardest 13 years of my life. I've never been through anything so traumatizing. You know, like I get out and I'm still nervous to be around big crowds. My first day out, I could tell it was like, I could tell it bugged my mom and dad that I couldn't stay in the house long enough to like enjoy it, you know, but it's stuff like that, like I should have did my part more and voiced that, you know, but
Let them know why.
But
That's happening.
that's what I'm talking about. Like there's a communication barrier that doesn't even have to be there, especially now. I see so many strong people out there, they doing it, you know what I mean, with their kids, raising them well and just living a life that we're supposed to be living. That's the life that your grandpa and your grandma dreamed about when they came here. You living it, you know what I mean? Now it's just on us to carry on that legacy, man. Pass down something. You ain't gotta pass down everything, but just pass down something.
Something worth passing down.
Yeah,
right?
like teach him how to go pangaka or bwaka or something. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. Making memories.
Making
That's what
memories.
happened in Tonga. Made memories. And you did learn something in Tonga. You know, as you said, you did learn something. You learned a lot in Tonga. But you used it like you said, you used it in a wrong way. Was there ever a time that you were angry at someone or blamed someone for what you were going through?
You know what? Nah. When I think about it, I think that's one thing I could hang my hat on, is that I was able to shoulder everything that I've done and not place blame, you know, because like my mom would tell you, my original charges, all I had to tell them it wasn't me, you know, because I had a co-defendant in the charge, you know, and all the judge just told me, he's like, hey, if you tell me that's not you in that videotape, it's not you. You know, I don't know why, but I told him I had to own up to it, you know.
Was it you?
It was me.
Okay. But you owned up to it.
Yeah.
I think that was the sense of responsibility that was instilled in you. Even though, of course, your parents probably wanted you out, but I think it was that sense of responsibility that was instilled in you, in the back of your mind, that was me. You know that it's you, and you have to own up to it. You know, maybe at the time, or maybe even right now, you don't think, I don't know about that. But I think because it was instilled in you to be responsible, as you said when you were in Tonga, sometimes your uncles weren't there to move the cows. You had to go do it. It's a responsibility. You had to own it. You had to step up and do it. So I think from that, that's where the seed was planted. It was planted in you. You faced it. You owned up to it. This many years later, you're out. You've done it. You did it. You did it. You accomplished it. It may some people may not use that word that you accomplished it, but you accomplished it. You did what you did. You paid for it. It's accomplished. This is what happened. Something was instilled in you. There was a seed planted in you. It grew. You're here today. It's 2020. Sione is sitting here. There's no one waiting to say, okay, it's time for you to let's lock up. Nothing. You've passed that, and I think that's I can say that I'm proud of that. Everything, like I said, we're all journeying along. There's a journey there's a path that we choose to walk on. Sometimes we'll be walking this way and then we turn. But that turn, it doesn't mean that you're turning and you're lost for life. You can always make it back. Yeah? You agree?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. How can you turn this into something positive? Or how did you turn this? You have turned some of this into something positive.
What I was able to do, and it's something like I would like a lot of y'all to keep in mind, you know, as far as representing something that you believe in. Stand in your ground, firm in your belief of what you stand for. You know, and I'm not gonna judge and sit here and talk about whatever it is, but whatever your belief is, there is always a way to go about it that benefits you in the right way. Talking about this whole time in prison, I had my family support and I had my togowas. You know, and I will never forget them. A lot of them may never getting out, and it's sad because a lot of these youngsters ain't gonna be able to meet them. But if there's anything I know that they would tell these, it's the same thing. Represent what you stand for, but do it in a way that you can be proud of years later when you look back.
That's very important.
You know, and even if it, like, when one of the homies scored a touchdown in the NFL, right? And remember, they throw it to T.
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff when he did that I got goosebumps. So, you know, that was a moment for me. Because I'm looking at this dude, this Togowa up there on the biggest stage in his life, representing what he stood for. And he threw up a T, and that T wasn't just for throwing that. To me, that T was it was to let everybody know, are we here?
Yeah.
You know, and that goes to the perseverance of our culture and where we came from. To come so far and be able to still do what we do, regardless of everything that's getting thrown on us.
Yeah.
You know, it's a testament to how we were raised and the people that came before us, the people that raised us, and the teachings that came down within. And it's just everything, I pray everything that you remember, even if you can't remember a lot of it, just a little bit, that's still something you could pass down. Whether it is, if all you know how to do is cook lusipi, teach your daughter how to cook lusipi.
Yeah.
All you know how to do is cook saimini, man. Teach your son how to cook saimini. You know, it's just everything's all about passing something down. Whether it's you don't know if that's gonna be a legacy or not. You don't worry about that. You just worry about leaving your mark.
Down. I agree. I think I like how in another way you had turned this into a positive is how you studied, you read books, you said you were taking classes on electrician, you know, a lot of those things are they're not even, you know, I didn't even learn, or some, you know, a lot of things that you have learned while you were in prison, people are walking around here free, haven't even learned. You know what I'm saying? Turn something negative into positive. I think you were able to do that, and that's success. That's success. You being able to being held accountable for something that you did, that's also success. Okay. Having you here has reminded me that don't judge anybody because you don't know what they've learned from what they did. Yeah? You don't know what they went through. In fact, maybe what they went through is better than what you're going through. We don't know. We don't know. That's something that we need to learn. That's the reason why I had you here, because I wanted to learn. I wanted to learn, and I'll tell you, I learned. Having you here is learned. And if I had helped even one person in this program learn or make a better decision, I've done it. Because this is what the program is all about. Important to know. Mahuinga kitao ilo. Yeah? Very important. Very important, Sione. What would be if you were to speak to youth out there, or somebody who's trying to travel on the path that you had traveled, what do you want to say to them?
Oh man, that's a cold and lonely path. You know, I was fortunate. I was lucky. I had support. I had amazing people along the way to help get me to where I'm at. I didn't do this on my own, you know, and I didn't have a choice after that one decision. You know, I made one bad decision. I was forced down this road. And y'all got decisions. That's one thing that I envy y'all. You guys have all the decisions and all the opportunities in the world to do what you have to do. Regardless of whatever that is, there's always a better way to do it. And don't ever change. There's always gonna be haters out there that's gonna tell you can't do nothing because it is. That stereotype is real, especially here in Utah. You know, us as Polynesians, we're the minority in Utah. You know, we're the minority in Utah, and we're to Utah what in California and Texas with the Uliulis. And then so everything we do, we have to do it more cautious than anybody else because it comes down tenfold on us. You know, even if you're just helping, if you're just part of the situation, if it's a situation that can escalate in any way, and there's any way that they can pin it on you, it's stuff like that you have to be careful for, and you have to watch out and not put yourself in situations that can compromise not just you, but the people around you. Because you may not realize it, who you're with, they're going to ride for you if they're with you like that. And it's just selfish if you're just going to think about that. Just do what you do. Trust me, I learned the hard way. I got one of my own thug always laid down with me. And he a soldier too. He made it after 10 years and he's still out. But these are lessons like, don't do as I say, do as I do. You know what I'm saying? And all I can do is influence how you live your life. Anything else is after that, that's all you.
I like what you said when we were talking earlier about you were supposed to be out in 3.5 months, but you had assaulted the officer or the cell worker. I like what you said, that you could have avoided that. So I think that's another thing to pass on. If you can avoid it, right?
Right.
If you can avoid traveling in a path that you don't want to travel on, avoid it, right? What do you want to say to your parents?
Oh man, I love you guys so much. I know I don't say it a lot, and I know I'm giving you all the reason in the world to always stay up and worry about me, which is why I try to text you every night when I'm not home, but it's working, the plan's working, and we just have faith in me. I got this. I'm thankful for everything you and Dad's done for us, and I just hope you guys know that, you know, I'm not too good with this, but I love you guys.
I think it's also important to mention to parents that it's good to stand by you. It made a difference, didn't it, when your parents stood by you, even though you knew what you did was wrong, or even though they would rather have visited you somewhere else. But regardless of that, they were still your mom and dad.
Yep.
They still visited you and showed you, not just tell you, but they showed you that they loved you. And I think that's important. Thank you for being here. Thank you everyone who has tuned in for this, because I think this is one of the most important shows that I've ever had. Every Wednesday I will try and have a guest that will educate us on something. And I'm so glad that Soneone was here to educate us, in which you did. You shared, I thank you for sharing your life, for letting us, for admitting or saying that what you did was wrong. It made you end up here and there, but that's first step to moving on is recognizing, right?
Acceptance.
And there's a saying that was taught to me by Alama Uruave. It was one of the lessons that he had, and he said, "Be at the right place, at the right time, with the right people." And it has all three. Has to be together. You can be with the right people, but at the wrong time, it's going to be wrong. You can be at the right place, but with the wrong people, it'll be wrong. So you have to be at the right place with the right people at the right time, right?
Facts.
Thank you for being here, One. We're gonna wrap things up. I'm gonna play a song while we wrap things up.
Home,
Okay, so we're back for the final segment. Koe hingoa hiwa ko ia koe alwa o whaanga, and that's Jay Black. Thank you everybody for tuning in. And Linda says, dang it, I missed most of it. That's okay, Linda. You can always go and replay it. All of you who came in late, you can always go back and replay it. Because we're also on YouTube also. So you can always go back on YouTube and see it. So on a happy note, One, what's your plan for the future? Is there a girlfriend involved?
Oh yeah. What's up, baby? Elna.
Elna is
Yeah.
in Elna Hunt. She's probably named after Elna Hunt.
Yeah, nah, I got, yeah.
Are you working? What are you doing with yourself? What are your plans for the future?
Plans for the future is just to stabilize and I'm still trying to adjust. I went to Top Golf the other weekend, and everybody like was still wondering if something was up. I'm still trying to get used to it, but now I got cool support system, you know,
Yeah.
and my sisters, I'm able to talk to them, to Nipa and Loretta, you know, and I'm able to talk to them and bounce stuff off of them that I can't do with other people, you know, and then like I mentioned before, my girlfriend Eleanor, man, she's amazing. She's done a lot for me since I've been out, more than a lot of people think, you know, and so a lot of the credit for me staying out of trouble is her, you know. So Mom, when I'm out late at night, she's keeping me out of trouble, so you ain't gotta worry about that. And let's try to work on our New Year's resolution. Maybe time management would be a better New Year's resolution. Just saying, see your name on the phone. And yeah, thank you for letting me come on here. This is cool.
Thank you for sharing your story. And as I said before, if it helped at least one person out there, I think we've accomplished what we set out to accomplish.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, and happy birthday, my bro, Sydney Kior, and Nico. Man, I know it was
happy
yesterday,
birthday,
but happy
Nico,
birthday.
and-
Shout out to y'all.
And Sydney, I haven't heard from Sydney for a while. He would always inbox me every now and then and tell me about his problems and stuff. It's good. I'm a good listener. But yeah, that's what we were talking about, Nipa. Maybe instead of saying no more Facebook, she can just say, let's manage my time better on social media. That's better than knocking Facebook altogether, because there are some good things that you can learn from Facebook, hence this program.
Right.
But any last words to say before we let you go?
Oh man, thank you all for tuning in. Sorry I didn't really speak Tongan. I didn't want to butcher it. It was gonna be like half and half. But Ofatu, love all y'all. Man, remember, pray for all our brothers locked up and everybody going through it. And you never know. Say what's up to the man right next to you. You could make a difference. And then go Ravens.
Good. Just to let you all know, those of you who are Okumo like Loihosi, Jai's Kitchen will be open Thursday. She will be she'll be selling. Actually, it's always by popular demand, her Loihosi. We were selling Saturday, was it? Was it Saturday? We were selling Saturday. As soon as we opened up, we had 50 orders in less than an hour. And then I had to close. I had to say, okay, no more orders, because we had to, but it's her Loihosi is to die for. So if you want to taste it yourself, it's Thursday. So you all better hit us up, except Linda. I'll get Linda's, because I owe her. And One's, because he's here today. But thank you, One. I'm gonna play one song and then I'll let you go, because I know you have other plans. So I'll what am I gonna play? Let me play. Do you have a favorite song? A favorite Tongan song? That is?
That Behangi my song.
Pehangi mai,
There you go.
a beat one. You know, that's an old song that I like. That one. Okay. Let me take our picture. So come and pick up a plate Thursday and take yours. Malo, na mo tong maya ke pehangi mau ke pongpongi ko e whauwhokia a wheke. O atu pia whamalo e ka inga homo no fo ima e tau polo karama. Whamalo at ka ki mo tōlo ngai pōpō tuku mai ke le te o hiku hiku le o tu Mounga Maka. Whamalo atu ko hia koe ngahi pō lawe whaafo whanai whakahoko i loto ni. Pea hangi koe whamatala nai whakahoko ane nai. Ka pau nai lava o ma toko nii hafo i toko taha. Ka pau nai toko taha peia. Ko o siongo e mau lava e ma polo karama. O whapena e o nai, o whapena e ongo ka ki mo tolu. Ai whakamatala e ki tala vau koe ni. Ai whiri nai ne whakahoko. O iku ai ke wheitu, nai kai ke whie i ai. Ka kone iku na ia. Ka kone a taha mai me he wheitu ko ia. Pea ku hoko atu ene mo ui kene whai hanga aue o toi rele ange. Linda, one will bring yours tomorrow. Ka aku o atai whakamalo. Ka uke ha mo request he ki fo i mo minute si ko no toi. Pea tuku i mai ke o atia ma ki mo tonu. Ko e taimi i Salt Lake City ni, ko e hiwa tolu noa. Ko e uena e hiku hiku le o Mounga Maka. Whahokatuia me Salt Lake City, Utah. Pe koe ano masima. Ko a toko mea halai paitai whakahoko patongi atu I he fiafini. O whātu laptonga.
That she's only come to be a pebble.
Malo lava mai soni kolo malo me Lucila.
That she won't
Tui hakavalu haukinima, malo lava mai mele fonua.
that she's only
Alo ki hakau Eva.
a pebble.
Tu e fifita. Thank you. Litia tonga Antoni, Liam Taulani. Leilini Wayne, thank you Leilini. Taipaleti whakapa Cherry, Lopseni mo tarania finau. Kalapusila ki vai Salt Lake City. Jessica Mukaristiane Ioni. Siao Situ Paulahi Moala. Chris Hola. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Now I need you. Now I want you, baby boo. She wrote that I must not cry about her love.
Thank you Loretta. Thank you for the support and tuning in.
That she's found somebody else, I suppose. She wrote that I must not cry, but her love for me has died. That she's found somebody else, I suppose. Baby boo, baby boo. Do you know that I'm still in love with you?
Thank you Eileen and Noah for Noah. Thank you for the support.
Now I know that you won't be here no more. Now I need you. Now I want you, baby boo. I know I must forget all the good times we had, but I know that I can't forget you. You're still on my mind, but I know I can't find sexy girl in my dreams, baby boo, baby boo, baby boo. Do you know that I'm still in love with you? Now I know that you won't be here
baby blue ia hoi vai te ka pena o fa pena ia ngore rea te ki mo tolo. To fali ko seni na tuku mai e love tonga ke tat mo ai yangi mai e matangi. Ko yangi mai si matangi ni na ma ho ke. Ko hi vai e suri asi kore o. Pela tonga ko hi vai ni na ga wingi ai.
Salute crazy. Let me see ya moving, move your body. Oh, I come close to me. We can do this good and love slowly. So move it up or you'll be lonely.
Ko te whiwhasoko ia ma sione molo se alati. O whanta ki monga o sione, malo lava mai. Malo lava mai aki ki o ne mahenga te whakasia nā o kōwito a lau. Ko e si matangini ko ang ito aia na e liko e si maia me he Bay Area me ia sione pe mo lose alatini. Malo lava mai a mele pe pa. Keller Williams Realty. Hi Mele, I still need to come see you. Ko e liko e sene tuku mai a me ia siweli mo unga ke ta ia tu mua e ofa mo manako. Ko hia he kuniongo fuhela ia au pito e ngawe. Siweli, this is for you. Shout out to Teki Vainuku. Hi Teki. Come visit. Rob and Mossy Hansen. Did you guys just miss the program altogether?
golpes e kupere. Firiko e mata o lau e fe. E mahilo a e ku ofa i a te koe.
Stafford Pongia moe ofa moe manako as requested by Siweli Mounga. Ke ngawe ofa pe ukuyo. Ke mauha ahalele he ahoni. For those of you who tuned in late, like Deki Vainuku and Mosi Hansen, you can always go back to YouTube and watch us there, or of course, Facebook, because you missed a great program. So we're on to our next request. Before we go on to our next request, let me tell you guys about Pacifica corn brisket. Koe, those of you who are like the bulumasima, koe salt corned beef. Check out Pacifica Corned Beef Kitchen. They are to die for. Koe now address. Koe Valunima Fahanima West, Magna Main Street. It's not Main Street, it's Magna Main Street. So 8545 West Magna Main Street. They're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's their restaurant. Friday, 3 to 9 p.m. Saturday, 10 to 3 p.m. And they're also open on Sunday, 12 to 6 p.m. So those of you who are looking for some delicious Polynesian food, okay, ke ngata people masima, they also have karesipi, they have ota, and not only that, they even have desserts. They have poteni, they have panipopo, all kinds of goodies. Keke, all kinds of stuff. Ke mo me atu ki ai. Valunima Fanima West Magna Main Street. Their food is so delicious. I'm not talking to you because I heard it was, but I've been there. I've had their food and it's very good. They even cater. If you're celebrating an event, they will cater for you at a very economical cost. So give them a call. I have a number here of 801-250-5103. 801-250-5103. Let them know that Hikukuleo or Echo of the Rockies sent you, and you'll get a treat. So go ahead and give them a call. Their plates are $15, but that $15 is enough to feed 3 people. Believe you me. Ko kimotolo ko ia mo manako ki he ma tonga. Peko e pani. You want to check out Irene's go he State Street, not all the Reams. Reams and State Street on 2700 South. Oko stupe ya hai ma tonga peko e pani tonga. They even have pies. The baker is Tomasi Tuyono. The plan is for him to be here tomorrow so he can tell you more about it. But I get their bread. It is very good. Reams, go get the other Reams stores because this one is baked by he tonga. Ma tonga mo pani tonga, and it's really good. You guys should go get some. It's really good. Ua fitu saute or thereabouts. Ihe statey. But he will be here tomorrow. So tune in tomorrow and he will talk about his business. Koe whanongonongo ka ki mō tōlu koia o guiai ho mō businessi. Ka pau o ke whia mau ke hao tu wake o businessi. I will give you that chance to do so. He ko eku whakaamu ke tau whetokoni aki, whelanga aki, ho tau kai ngā. I he tau nofo paia mai e fufonua muri koe ni. Ka tau whetokoni aki, no matter what it is, pe ko o ki whare ko loa, pe ko ke loea, pe ko ke ngahi ulu, pe o ki aha o ki you know, there's all kinds, especially kids nowadays, there are such entrepreneurs. O ku nau loto lahi ke nau kamata nau ki businesses. So if you have any announcements that you need to have us make announcement for you, let us know. Kaku. In the meantime, we have time to play just like one or two more songs, and then we have to turn in for the evening as we close at 10 o'clock. But go whamalot laki mo tolu ho mo lava mai I he fiafini. It was a good time, and thank you, One. Thank you. I'm glad you had a good time, One. We loved hearing your story. Monu mo langi lon, mano ia mai, manu fehi whanguna. Thank you guys for tuning in. Say ni mate tala pa fusi malo kono share e tau o kalama. Ia whakamahino I mai ho tau aho whakataha e mahina ni say nie. Thank you for sharing. Palestina de Tio, te kita patunya tao. Thank you, Linda. Malo no tolo mai hati. Ka ua te tangi se. Alo pasapehi laro mai. Vele vela ki ai. Ruku vula vula ia, ono hi vai te oria Osborne. Whamanata tui ni kainga ka ki mō tōlu ko iau ki ha mō puha ke awe ki tonga. Whitu taki ki he tonga o whaki tonga. Te nau pika apu e puha i he ahata tōlu ai koe aha mō ni te iau ke kahau. Ke mō telefoni ki a Korini, ke ne whakahoko e ai ngau koe ma ki mō tōlu. Mana tui koe pika apu o kta e tatongia. Kau ke whia mauha puha, to e telefoni peka ki nau tōlu he te nau lawa pio tiriwa te puha ta e tatongi. Ka koe tonga o whaki tonga ia, koe aho mō ni te ui ke kahau, te nau pika apu e puha, ke o awe ia ki tonga, haapai, e ua, pe ko wawao. Koe whamanata tēnu koe prokalama pongpongi, e heni a koe tu opule rolo, koe It's My Turn to Shine, Thursday. Ko mō tōlu koe au kia mō bisnisi, koe aha tōpule rolo ia, te tawa ko me ngai whangi business ko ia. E ko pongpongi, ko tō masi tu iono, ko tō taha ia une tao e mā, mo e pāni, mo e pai, mo ngai mea ko ia. I he Reams, he wafitu, i he State Street. So these are our sponsors that I'm advertising. Wafitu sao te he State Street, tēne heni a pongpong, kene whakamata lātu, whaiwhikau aki pia mo ne bakery. It's not all the Reams. It's just the Reams on 2700 South and State Street. Ke hea me o Reams koe. I know o mosa ia he mā koe o Reams koe. If you like those bread, you will love this one. 2700 South and State Street. Let them know, though, that Hikuhikuleo had sent you. Koe polokalama pongpongi. After that, o hoko atu lewa ai Once Upon a Time, ko Paula Moa ia tēne heni a pongpongi, whakataha pia mo ne guest, ko Dr. Siausi Prescott, pia mo Arisi Tatafu, I believe. Ke mo mea mai a pongpongi ke polokalama ko ia. Ko e taini mi, ko taimi i Salt Lake City, ko o si hongofulu. So it's time to say goodbye. Ka ki mō tōru kotoa pē, mā loho mō lava mai ki he polokalama ai Hikuhikuleo o te Mounga Maka. Ko au toko mea halai vai tai nau whakau whatongi atu i he whiawhini. Ko au te whakamālolo ta honga monika ki mō tōlu na mō mea mai. Ki he polokalama ko ia mō sione o ne mahu inga ki tau ilo. I'm pretty sure that we all learned something from this individual, his decisions that he made, but he did manage to turn that negative into a positive. And that's what we're all about. O whalahiat ka ki mō tōlu, mā loho mō mea mai, ka mō mea